We have dozens of them that are yet to be discharged. Yes. This is real. This is from Legato Gate Massacre 2020 on the 10th. Please. We want justice. Justice is what we want to cry for here. We want justice. We don't want to be silenced. We don't want to be marginalized even in our own country. That is why we have come here today to show victims. They said nobody was shot at. They said nobody died. We have accounts of people that died. I was there on that stage. I was the one telling people sit down, don't run. So people died. People are still in the hospital. People are still in the emergency ward as I speak to you right now. And people are not even properly treated in those hospitals. They take them to. They treat them halfway and they send them out of the hospital. We have to take responsibility from that day till this point in time. I have been combing hospitals. We've been seeing to their welfare, to their medical bills. From that day till this point, we are still doing. Like this morning, we had to rush one to the hospital because it's not balanced yet. Please, we want justice for these people. Thank you very much.
Now let me have your name. You're a petitioner yourself.
My name is Dabira Oluwa.
Yes.
Adeyinka.
Okay.
And I was active during the protest. In fact, I was the one telling the people not to run so that there won't be so much casualties on that day. So I am a living witness. I knew what I saw. More than 6 people were down before I went in search for ambulance on that day. And we have dozens of victims that have been amputated in the hospitals everywhere. Some of them are still in the mud. In fact, I have a victim here that still has bullets in his body that is yet to be removed. He has gone through 4 surgery. I have people that have gone through 3 surgeries. And sometimes from the hospital, they even discharge them without proper treatment. In fact, the government is saying they are giving them treatment and they are not providing food, welfare for these people. It is so terrible. Since on that 20th, I've been coming hospitals in the whole of Lagos to find these people. And we have been taking care of them on our own account. This is unfair. This is injustice. And this is the height of it. We want justice for these people. We want these people to be properly taken care of. We want an account for everything that happened in that place. Because people died. And you cannot afford to silence people. They are human beings like you and I. We have to speak for them.
Can you give us names of some of the hospitals where they
we had Lutz, Bobby, Masus, Ikeja, and all. Everywhere. Reddington is one hospital that I'm so disappointed at. Yes. They started covering up every details that will give us headway to this matter because we took dead bodies to that place. And all for them to come and tell us that they cannot give me an account. I went personally to see their doctor. I met with the HR and he told me to give him 24 hours to provide the database of all these people. And up until date, he has not gotten back to us. And we are looking for people. People died. Some families are not able to come out because they are under threat. We know many people they are threatened. We know many people they are trying to bribe with 200,000, 500,000. Can they seal their wounds? Can they replace their amputated legs back? Can he give back?
Can he bring back the dead?
This lady's brother, can he bring him back? We just want justice. That's why we are here. People were shot at. I saw it. They tried shooting at me. Somebody else took my own bullet. People were shot at.
I don't know if you're aware, but there was this, maybe noticed on Twitter, maybe last month or some weeks back, where people offered to give money to victims. As they were asking for victims to come out, that they're going to give money maybe $2 million.
How do they want to give money to victims? How do they want to locate those victims? Where do they know? You can't. I know that people can come out and say victims. These people are everywhere, they are there. Do it properly. If you want to offer money to them, go through the right process. Offer the money, let the world see you, what you're doing. Don't call them a secret, don't go there. Those are, I call those, what do you call it, social media money, what do you call it? I don't know what they call it. Audio money. That's what I call it. What we want is, I saw a lot of celebs on that stage, on that day. How many of them have gone back to the hospital to look after these people? You let them out. We all let them out. On the streets, and they came on the streets all to sacrifice their life, and nobody's talking about them again. It's unfair to humanity.
Okay, I don't know, but the Lagos State government said that it also set aside some money to take care
I don't know anything about Lagos State government money. I have been taking care of over 30 people from on the 20th till this present point in time. Individuals have been the ones supporting. I don't know anything about Lagos State money. I don't have any connection with any government funding. And that is not even my area of interest. My area of interest is honor, apologize for the mistakes that have been made, and make amends with these people. I mean, so that they can have succor, so that they can have something to fall back on. That is what we're asking for. Let's stop lying about that nobody died. Let's not be. Fine, even if we can't discover the people that you people have taken away to go and you took bodies away. I am aware. I saw it with my eyes. I saw. Even if you cannot that one. Please, these ones that are alive, take care of them. You have made them become society property. They can no longer function the way they're supposed to be functioning. Some of them don't have legs anymore. Some of them cannot think properly because they have gun in their brain. They have bullets in their brains. I have a boy here that some bullet was removed from his head.
I should like to say,
okay, the council.
Yes,
you just introduce yourself.
Additional. It's my name. I'm a legal practitioner.
And a very good afternoon and welcome to another beautiful Sunday. I welcome you all wherever you've joined, and I wish you more time that we will spend together until we will finally have peace of mind. A lot of people might not understand that Nigeria is not at peace, but because we are people that deny ourselves and believe that things will become normal, even though some of us know it's not going to be normal, but so many people expecting Nigeria to be a country that will eventually change. I welcome you again to another beautiful Sunday, the 6th of December 2020. The time is exactly, and I hope those on Instagram can see me as well. That's fine. The time is exactly 8 minutes past 1 p.m. And that means here in London. In Nigeria, the time will be different. You're 1 hour ahead of us. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and this is the part 187. I was reading a comment. You know, you have a lot of people that still do not believe that we should break away from Nigeria. And I read a lot of comments. And one of the comments I was reading yesterday, the individual, she's a female. She said to me, you can't break away from Nigeria. You are just doing all this series, part 100 and blah, blah, blah. She put quite a lot in there. And it's good to get, those kind of engagement. It makes us understand that definitely, just like the British people, not everybody wanted to come out of EU. But I'm sure now those that do not want to come out of EU have started to amend the wounds that they are finally out of European Union. And that means the British will be British. So it's the same thing. Whether those of you that still believe in one Nigeria, as you can see from that video, you can hear the pain from that young girl. But those pain has been there for decades. Those pain has been there for years. But a lot of us have managed it. But it is now getting to a stage that now people realize that I say Buhari is dead. Some say Buhari is alive. Now, let me take you back a little bit back to 1983. the evil that the military junta have done to the civilian is still what we are witnessing today in 2020. So when some of you say, Buhari is alive, fine, he's alive, but that means the same consequence of what has been done as far back as 1983, when he became, the military ruler in Nigeria. But some of you that still want us to keep one Nigeria, I hope that you would understand that the problem that we are facing is definitely not NSAS, but it is good that those individuals that were shouting for NSAS have the opportunity to do so. Now they can understand that this government is the evil government. I'm talking about the APC government, the next level that they promised them. Some of those youth that are crying now, some of them also campaign heavily for this nasty contraction government. But I will show you few things today. I will take you back to history. But let me go back to that video so that I can also sort out one or two things there, because I can monitor your comment from the other laptop. So I'm going to take you back to that video again.
We came out and we had to even change tactics. One, we discovered that the panel was meant to serve as a cover-up. But this particular panel has shown so much fairness and integrity, and it beholds to us to present the fact that we know to the world. If you do not speak out, and there has been deliberate effort, and I'm saying this seriously, by the agents of the government, specifically of the Lagos State government, to run my clients, and so many of them are not even my clients, but the ISAS protesters, to run them out of town, to clamp them down, either by inducement, by coaxing, and not to allow them to come up with the panel. There are frantic efforts, I can say this authoritatively, frantic efforts even over the weekend to prevent this action by their agents, their lawyers.
But when you say frantic, can you give us specifics?
Yes, because you know that we are coming here to present this, to do this demonstration, to show to the world that actually people were shot at, that actually people are severely injured, that actually people died. And then there are contacts made to prevent this particular action, and we refuse it. And we are saying that you cannot compromise this level of atrocity. I'm standing massively. People were shot at by security agencies, including the Nigerian military and the police. This is the truth. And if not that this matter was adjourned to December 11th, we might not have done this. But the adjournment is at the instance of a key party to this suit, that is the LCC. They said the gentleman was traveling and everything, and he was not even saying something that could be so tangible. But the magnanimity of the panel, and they consider that it's good for that person. So the matter was adjourned, and that creates a law. That's a law. That's a law. And then there was this fear on our part, and reasonable fear too. There is an intention, deliberate intention to scrap this panel hamstringing by way of a legal process. And we approve, right? When a suit came up 2 days ago, and that the police themselves, put it up. What's wrong with this one? That is a serious matter here. So what we are saying? That came up this they're funny.
I'm gonna come back and let me turn my own camera on so that you can also see me. I'm gonna change the scene first, and then I will turn my camera on again. And I guess I am now more prepared, to read your comment as I go along. Because like I always say, this is an interactive platform, and I monitor the comment because the comment is also good for me. It enables me to, engage with those of you that are also watching and also listening as well. So, and that is the beauty of us and them. Like I said, somebody left a comment, and sometimes we do read some of those comments. Look, we do not, we must understand that not everybody will agree with the Yoruba nation. Let's get that first. Some people do not like Shari ere to dúró yẹn, Shari nǹkan tó dúró yẹn, ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ ká máa lò. So many of you, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, hypocrites. They want Yoruba nation, but they want us to satisfy everybody. Àwọn Christian ò like ọmọ aríkiri tẹ gbé sínú bánà yẹn, wọ́n like eré yẹn. Bí a tẹ bá yọ kúrò, a lè kó Kristẹni wá sínú káfé kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Bí a tẹ bá yọ eré Odùduwà yẹn kúrò, kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yọ kúrò fúngbà díẹ̀. Bóyá á wá allow àwọn Mùsùlùmí kó tẹ̀lé wa. Mùsùlùmí tó wà nínú ìlú kan tí kò láǹfààní. Kristẹni tó wà nínú ìlú kan tí kò sáǹfààní níbẹ̀. Mọ̀ pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń pariwo EndSARS, they were Christian and Muslims. Ẹ rántí pé wọ́n ṣẹ̀sìn, wọ́n kí Jímọ̀ nínú Lekki toll gate yẹn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe church service. Ṣé military care? They have been there. This evil military junta, àwọn tó ń pè ní military, ṣe rá àwọn tó ń pè ní kàbá yẹn, àwọn military gangan ni kàbá. Ó kọ̀ wá jẹ́ pé irú Sultan of Sokoto òun ló ń fún wọn ní instruction. Ó bá gbogbo ẹnu mi sọ pé Sultan of Sokoto òun ló ń fún wọn ní instruction. Nǹkan tí Sultan of Sokoto bá sọ fún military òun ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ ti ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó di ìsín. Ó dẹ̀ ti máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a bá parí ẹ̀. So when some of you, right? I understand. Láìkí èrè Odùduwà yẹn, so kí n replace ẹ̀. Ó bá ní kí n replace ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìtó máa jẹ́ ojú ẹ̀. Ojú tiẹ̀ ló bá jẹ́ kí n wá gbé síbẹ̀. You think we are going to be able to satisfy everybody? Ṣé Nàìjíríà gan satisfy gbogbo wa? Tí Nàìjíríà bá satisfy gbogbo wa, ṣé gbogbo wa máa ronú pa fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà? I will give you the first two instances. Yesterday and day before yesterday, I say every day there is a terrible situation in that country. A terrible situation. Let me first explain. I have a friend, a diaspora, currently in Nigeria right now. Ó dẹ̀ ṣe lọ ni. Ó ṣe travel lọ sí Nigeria. Ṣé mọ̀ pé dídé tó dé sí Nigeria yẹn? Ẹni tó jẹ́ bí family wọn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé anytime anybody can sick, normal nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi gan ṣe wà báyìí nísì, ó kàn lè rẹ bọ́dì díẹ̀. But tó bá wá rẹ bọ́dì yẹn tó bá dé stage kan tí o bá ti lo àgbo, tó ti lo paracetamol, tó ti lo gbogbo ẹ̀, and you have used all those medication, and you think that something is still not right, what do? If you were living in a country like this, you would have to call the ambulance. And do you know what is going to happen? They will first ask you one or two questions. The moment you place a call to 999, the first thing they will ask you is fire, ambulance, or police. Because those three things are the most important thing in a human being life. It's either there's a fire burning somewhere and you want the fire engine to be sent as quickly as possible. I have said it, please, if you are joining this show for the first time, this is a Yoruba show. We speak English and we will speak Yoruba. It's our language. And look, I'm a Yoruba man. So you must understand that when I speak Yoruba, it's either you wait and be omashe suru. But if you are not patient, then you are probably on a wrong show. I am not a talk show. I am here to enlighten our people, the Yoruba people, that are still thinking that Nigeria, that girl that is talking now is a Yoruba girl. You can see it also on your. So when you are here on this show and we speak Yoruba, just understand that we will continue to speak that Yoruba. We will not satisfy everybody by saying we will speak in English. I am speaking in English so that I can also carry along, not just because people always think it's because of the Biafra. No, it's because we know that so many of our children do not understand. And let me get this right. They understand Yoruba, but they cannot speak it. So when I speak Yoruba, I can assure you every home that we have a Yoruba children, they will understand, but they might not be able to speak it. So don't tell us, speak in English. It's the same English that we have spoken that has get everybody where we are now. And we have all kept quiet, including myself. So, Bishen Solo, you call 999. 3 questions they will ask you, the correspondent. Hello, good afternoon. Fire, police, or ambulance? And I will say ambulance. They will then start sending, as they are speaking to you, you know that straight away they know where you're calling from. But they still want you to say where you're calling from. But the satellite already pinpoint that call is coming from so area. But they might not be able to narrow it down quickly, but they have the software to do so. They will then ask you, as the guy is talking to you, can you hear the sound of the keyboard? Is sending your details straight to the ambulance section. The moment it gets to the ambulance section, they take over. Then they start asking you, what is the problem? They want to now gauge whether it is priority, urgent, or they need a helicopter to start making its way. Now, let's say I am now going into panic or heart attack. Right there, they will ask, is there anybody at home with you? And all that process start taking, before you have end up that call. You see that call that you are still with them. I can assure you, you'll be hearing the sound of the siren. That is a civilized society. That is what we expect Nigeria to be. Let's even leave this Yoruba matter to one side. But this is how Nigeria is meant to be. We all agree. Me, you, them, everybody agree. That is way and how the manner Nigeria should be operating after 60 years. Avi? No, everybody agree now. We agree. Leave the Yoruba sentiment now. Leave the Biafra sentiment. Leave the Arewa sentiment. Leave the Niger Delta. That is the way Nigeria is meant to be. Do you know that Scotland is like that? But they are still asking for self-determination. Scottish people that have the system that is working for them, yet they still want to come out of this country they call United Kingdom. They don't want to be part of United Kingdom. Have you ever asked yourself why? A country that have what I've just told you. Now, let's go back to my friend that arrived in Nigeria. And one of the family, Fall Hill. The same Loot Hospital. You remember the same Loot Hospital that I showed you yesterday on the show? That newborn baby, the mother and the baby were kept underneath, like it's not even like a pavement. Adekunle Adepoju. Joe K, I'm doing very well. Ola Odus, let's say good morning, good afternoon to some of you. Tox Johnson, good afternoon. All hail the Biafra. But this show will entail the Yoruba and English. But when my people call, some of them don't even want to speak any English. They want to go straight to Yoruba. Tolerate them. If you cannot tolerate them, don't intimidate them. We appreciate you on the platform. Ijaya General. Ijaya General. Another person behind that. Folari Lawal. How can you not be able to speak your mother language if you live in Fulani, Nigeria? Don't mind those distractors. No, they're not distractors. Some people just come onto the show for the first time and we need to tell them. We appreciate everybody, but it's a Yoruba show. Because Awani Komulara, we are the one that the pain goes through every day. Even though it goes through every other person. But we are thinking now about our generation, our tribe. And that tribe, we must speak to them. It's as simple as that. And I don't regret saying that anytime, any day. Do you know that my friend that is in Nigeria, like I was telling you, that arrived in Nigeria for another program entirely. You know, a lot of people love to go to Nigeria. Everybody, including myself, we love to go to Nigeria because you love the food, the weather. It is the best. But after 3 days, wahala that you are not expecting will start arriving on your doorstep. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Every second that you arrive in Nigeria, problem will start mounting. The vehicle that they're about to travel with you, they will tell you the tire just broken. You need to fix it. They will start bringing so many problems, knowing that you have just arrived. But sometimes those problems are natural, which is illness. Everybody can get sick at any point of time. It's natural. Look, I get tired. And when I know I'm tired, I know I need to sleep. That is my own body. But when the body says, no, you need to be taken to the hospital. If I can get to the hospital myself, I would definitely get to that hospital. Somebody's watching us all the way from Biafra Nation. Thank you very much, my brother Euro. All hail the Biafra. Now, to fast forward, do you know now that this, my friend, has arrived in Nigeria not a week? He has now started spending money to one of the family that is not doing very well. That the body has become where they took the brother to the Lut hospital. Do you now know that as I speak to you now, they've already booked a flight ticket for that man to leave Nigeria if they are going to make sure he survives? That is Nigeria for you. They have booked a flight ticket to make sure that they can lift that individual as quickly as possible back to London. He's not my friend. He's now one of the family members. I hope you are following this conversation. I have told you, leave the sentiment of Biafra or the Yoruba or Oduduwa. Now I am asking you that say you don't like that Oduduwa, I think it's on this side. You don't like to see that picture. Do you have a good healthcare system? You say you are a Muslim, you are Christian, but you want us to satisfy you that a country like Nigeria is not satisfying you. And I am sitting here saying that we now have an option. But because we all live in denial, let me now bring you to where I say, those that are calling for one Nigeria do not know that the one Nigeria they're calling for is a destiny killer. It has been killing people up to the extent where when you say Buhari is alive, let's agree he's alive. I know he's dead, but some of you say he's alive. Now, let's go back to where he came in 1983 during the coup. But they wanted to do something here in UK. I have said it. The problem of Nigeria is also in this country. We all agree. They join us together in this marriage. We now want to break away. But now, with the information that this country also know in the past and present, you know they say past, present, past, present. Are we now saying that this country believes that we are all okay in Nigeria? Is British government going to say that as a country is now in democracy, everything is okay? But something took place in 1984 in this country. 1984. Some of you will remember. Some of you will not remember. Happy Sunday to everyone. As you are celebrating Sunday, those of you in America, in Canada, remember that some people in Nigeria today, that they say they don't like this Oduduwa image. They don't like this Oduduwa image. They don't have food. They don't have health care. They don't have good well road. They don't have no security. But they are not happy. Every day they look at my broadcast and they see that man with a okpa. That ìyẹn gangan ni problem wọn. But problem tó jẹ́ pé ó ń dùn wọ́n lójoojúmọ́, ìyẹn ò ń ṣe problem wọn mọ́. You can see how myopic we are. All the way from Ghana. Thank you very much. They have forgotten completely that their problem, that is Nigerian problem, is they not say no, so that we can have more people to join Yoruba Nation. Take that one off. Just put something else. I have told you, some people prefer bread than the key to the freedom. But when UK wanted to go out of EU, do you know that millions of people voted against it? But now, have you asked, where are the so people now? So when we are saying that afe kúrò nínú Nigeria, ama kúrò nínú Nigeria, we are not going to satisfy everybody. Because we have some people that love Nigeria because of the corruption, because they want to be part of the government. They are thinking one day will be one day, I will steal so much money and I'll become the governor. I will have so much influence that nobody will be able to touch me, especially when I become the senator. These are the people that will say to you, they don't want us to break away. But do you know that in the Edo and Delta state, let me show you this headline on the Punch newspaper. This is why some people want one Nigeria. In Delta and Edo, they were spending 842 million naira on two convicted ex-governors. Do you know who those two ex-governors is? They were literally spending on two ex-convicted governors 842 million. But somebody that says he does not, she does not, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I don't like that image. Do not ask where two individuals were spending so much money that should have been spent on the system to have provided for them. Thank you very much. Ayeni Bolaon. Akim Salami. End Nigeria for better Africa. Thank you very much. Bolatito Akoni. Timothy Towotowo pé gbogbo orúkọ yín. Michael Fabawo. Sunny and bright. Yes. Oh, in London, it is a little bit cold. I've been outside already today. Now, let me quickly show you this. I am still going back to 1984. But remember, when people say we should keep one Nigeria, now, this headline today says, the Delta and Edo State government have spent over 842 million naira on pension and benefit for two convicted ex-governors in the last 12 years, according to the findings by Sunday Punch. Who are these two individuals? The two former governors, James Ibori of Delta State, Lucky Igbinedon of Edo State, were convicted for embezzling public funds between 1999 to 2007. Ibori and Igbinedon, as shortly before the end of their tenure, signed laws that will guarantee life pension and severe benefit for them and their successors. Igbinedon stole billions of naira from the state treasury and was convicted of money laundering and ordered to return 500 million naira that would have helped Christian and Muslim if that country was working, as well as 3 houses. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison, but you know na padi government, and you had the option of paying a fine. Somebody that stole over a billion, they now tell him, can you just pay 3.5 million? Do you know that that 3.5 million is like a chicken change to somebody like Igbinedon? Rukayat Usman, kill any post that you are saying, please, why? Can you translate what that person have posted? I read all the comments. My sister Rukayat, can you explain what that person have? Because somebody wrote something in Arabic and somebody is saying, please, why? And I need to know why as well. So if you can help us to translate it, that means everybody will understand. I read all the comments, even though I am operating on 11 channels. I read all the comments. I have the time. You guys don't know who you're dealing with. Thank you very much, maybes. Koiki, I will keep supporting you with prayer. I need a lot of that. We shall get to the promised land very soon, inshallah, in Jesus' name. Ezebua say, I tell you the truth, I am not lying. For majority of our people living in diaspora who want one Nigeria cannot abandon their life. No. If anybody in US, in America saying one Nigeria, those are the biggest 419. Just agree, whether they take it or not. Now, 2 convicts, they were enjoying money that should have been used on those in Nigeria. And those that kept on saying one Nigeria. These are 2 convicts. Oh, it says Salamu Alaikum. All right. Thank you very much. It's good to get a translation. Oh, he's greeting us. Okay. Look, we are all one. Even those that believe in one Nigeria. I say the British, they have amended their wounds. Those that do, if you hear when they were going for that campaign, let me move back to my other scene and I prepare you to 1984. And you might want to be asking me, what happened in 1984? We're going to look at the Buhari coup of 1983. But something happened in 1984, right here in this country, where I am also fighting for you now and for everybody. Thank you very much. All the way from New Delhi, India. We are all over the place. Ayinde Olayiwola. It says, peace of mind be upon everyone. Peace be upon everyone as well. To all our Muslim brothers and sisters. As you are enjoying outside Nigeria, for those of us living outside the country, food is not our problem. Let us remember those at home that food is their real problem. Food. 1983, Buhari came into power. Buhari came into power, 1983. I'm sure a lot of you remember then. Buhari came into power in 1983. And he was sworn in 1984. Nigeria is a disaster. It can never work. Lanre Abiola on Instagram. Sorry for those of you on Instagram. You know, the direction today is not that very beautiful, but, you know, bear with me just for today. Buhari came into power in 1983 through a coup d'etat. But do you know anything about Buhari? What do you know? Let's look at what the Financial Times said. Muhammadu Buhari, Nigerian leader, remained aloof. This was during the NSAS. Financial Times. These are, anybody that knows Financial Times, they are real begele paper. No be mekele paper, begele, begudu begele. Financial Times. While I was doing a bit of, research, this popped up. The president, known as Baba Go Slow, has avoided addressing criticism of a violent crackdown. This was during the NSAS. The same NSAS where I just played you the video, where somebody is still crying that government is lying. Why is the government lying? Those of you that believe Buhari is alive, this is what Buhari is going to do for you. He has done it before. I would remind you what he did in 1984. Just bear with me. We will get there. Happy Sunday to you, Obayomi Alani. Babawa Paul Oladunjoye. Mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ kí màmá wa Adédayọ̀ Olúwayẹmísí. I did not get out to sign the petition. Maybe you can highlight me. We will definitely do so, mother. Mo kí gbogbo yín màmá wa pátápátá. A fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ kí yín. Ọmọlúàbí lọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire. Àwọn Fúlàní pẹ̀lú àwọn jẹgúrújẹrá Yorùbá. Àwọn ló dá gbogbo wa síbi tá a wà báyìí. The Fulanis and those Yoruba people that are eating under, they are not thinking about the next generation. Do you know that the man that gave birth to Buhari had so many children? Oh, I'm sure you probably never heard that before. While you are thinking of having 2, 3, 4, maybe 6, they were having loads of children. Have we ever asked why they were having so many children? Those Fulanis, the Northerners. After a decade to come, another 4 decades, another 1,000 years, our own generation will become more. You know, we are the majority. We will now become the minority because they have more children than us. When you say you marry one wife, they have already married 4 wives with about 30, 40 children. Sori ibi tí wọ́n ti ń sọ pé ìyàwó kan ló máa fẹ́ ọmọ kan ni máa bí àwọn òkè ọmọ mélòó láwọn fẹ́ bí. Let's look a little bit into this article. Once again, a very good afternoon and happy Sunday. British exit supposed to be a challenge for those who are clamoring for Nigeria. Again, this was Financial Times. These are not Yeye newspaper. Look at the picture they used. Evil man, dead or alive. This was an article just 3 days after the NSAS Wahala. Remember, I will still remind you again of these NSAS, and then I will then read that article.
They are funny suits that is sick in front of you. They are funny suits that the police is asking for all these panels to stop. You will recall that about 3 weeks ago, actually informed the panel that we've had information that there are physical efforts to even made to scramble this particular panel. So yesterday, when the news now came again that that the IGP is now claiming that he was not even aware of that and everything. Everything became like a crack. I was talking to Channel Television this morning, and we are in this struggle. We are in this struggle not only for the people who died, not only for the people who are suffering now, but for the future of our children. Government.
Did you hear that? The man is saying that they are fighting for the future of the children in a new Nigeria. He's fighting this man. This is what he's fighting. Because as far as they're concerned, they believe that Buhari is alive. So this man that is so eloquent, a Yoruba man, is trying to fight the future of the children with this contraction called Nigeria. Let me now fast forward quickly on this Financial Times article. It came out just 3 days after the killing of the NSAS. I won't go into all the details, but I want us to focus on where I'll be touching out of these. Since then, his national address has been rare and brief. In 2016-2017, the ex-general spent months in UK for an undisclosed medical ailment. At one point, signing Nigerians' leadership over to his vice president, Yemi Osinbajo. In fact, so absent as the lean mustache Mr. Buhari. Look at the way they capture in there. Mustache, just like, you know, the picture you are looking right there now. Can you see that picture? Right? Now, let's go back into that article a little bit inside it more. Is mustache, where is that again? Mr. Buhari, being that in 2018, he felt compelled to jokingly dispel the widespread conspiracy theory that he died and had been replaced by a Sudanese body double named Jubril. It is not the first time that we have double or a body double, as you might want to call it. So even if people say Buhari is alive, there's still somebody there that is also acting on his behalf. Either he's brain dead, whether he's alive, named Jubril. This week, the theory resurfaced online. Now, this is where I want you all to focus. And I hope everybody can see that. Let me make sure my camera is not blocking. That's it. Born the 23rd child of a Fulani family in a rural Katsina state near the Niger border. Mr. Buhari himself has also got 10 children, 5 with his ex-wife, 5 with the current first lady, known for his austere lifestyle. He came of age as a military officer in the years after Nigeria gained independence from the same United Kingdom, Great Britain, in 1960. He made his name in late 1960 during the Biafra War and the military coup of the 1970 and the 1980, one of which brought him to power briefly in 1983. That period of less than 2 years came after he had helped to depose Nigeria's first democratically elected government. So when those that are shouting one new Nigeria, they are dealing and facing a terrible disaster. And I'm going to get you straight now into this. Let's watch this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. Gentlemen, as has already been announced, the Supreme Military Council met yesterday and after an exhaustive deliberation approved your appointments as military governors for the 19 states of the Federation. Your choice for this assignment is based mainly on your personal merit and the confidence which the members of the Supreme Military Council have in your ability to discharge the responsibilities of a military governor in the best interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and without fear or favor, affection or ill will, in accordance with the oath which you have just taken. Fraud, indiscipline, corruption, squandermania, misuse and abuse of public office for self or group aggrandizement, which had assumed debilitating proportions in the last few years, will be dealt with ruthlessly, no matter whoever may be involved. The private sector has also its share of crimes against the Nigerian economy, especially in the area of the distribution of basic commodities. Reports reaching us confirm large-scale hoarding of commodities. I have already warned that hoarding will not be tolerated. Gentlemen, I must point out that your assignment as military governors is a service posting. You are therefore subject to redeployment at any time as the exigencies of our calling may dictate. All military governors are answerable to the Chief of Staff, Supreme Headquarters.
I, Colonel Salihu Ibrahim, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a member of the Supreme Military Council of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully, and in accordance with the laws of...
Once again, let's come back here. I'm just reading a comment. Remember, Buhari's father had 23 children. Have you thought of those multiplication of so many of them like that? If we continue to allow Fulani agenda to infiltrate us because we are not giving enough children to our own generation. And try, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 is enough. But they are producing in mass quantity, because they know that the more they push, at one point, they will become the majority. Somebody is just asking on the YouTube here, failure to do background checking on our political leaders led us to where we are, bastard people running our affairs. How did we allow that? Question mark. Are we all sleeping? No, we were not sleeping. We were coerced by the church, by the mosque. The same people that say they don't want to see Odudua icon now. They are not happy with that picture. But they are happy to have the military took affair, and then when it comes into where it was gradually coming out of the military to the democracy, everything was sold to us like Nigeria will survive. But what they never told us was there was another hidden agenda underneath the table. As long as their own empire were protected from underneath, everybody was just shouting, Nigeria, 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 Nigeria. We love the football, Okocha, Emmanuel Amunike. All that also brought us to where we are today. Our music, our food, because we all got carried away. While we were told, pray for Nigeria, there was another agenda underneath. There was another agenda of that Nigeria underneath. And that is where we are all now looking up and saying, hello? Are we saying that for years, all our institutions never knew how Lugard merged us together? Are we saying that all the information that we are getting now, none of those people that we rely on for information purpose? Have you not thought about when international foreigners come to the country and they are now giving us a report? You don't hear them speaking. You will only be hearing what they now call voice over. So it was voice over we were listening to for so long, and we thought that international community were probably our friends, even though we know some of them are 419. Oh, you do not know. It is only now I realize that, hold on, when they come and visit all these military junta during that time, they were not allowing us to hear what the international people were saying. All they were hearing was the voiceover of Amadu. I cannot remember some of the names of those people that were doing the voiceover. It was all voiceover. But that is not where we're going again. Something then happened along the line when this government came into power. There was something that happened. And do you know what that was? Something happened in 1984. There was a kind of, we've been talking about, I remember we are still agree that Buhari is alive. I know some of you don't want to hear that. Let's just leave that for now, that Buhari is alive. So that means the same Buhari that is alive now is still the same Buhari that did the same thing I'm about to tell you in 1984. So when people say, let us keep one Nigeria, you are literally saying that you will be kidnapped just the same way that the Buhari government then wanted to kidnap Umaru Dikko, July 1984. Who remember? How many people remember how Umaru Dikko kidnap of July 1984 failed? And that means the failure of this government is about to happen as well, because we have started talking about the Yoruba nation, and we will come out whether there is another military coup in the process. And I was able to listen to my brother, Mayegun General. I didn't even know what he was going to be discussing. But while I was preparing my show, his video popped up on YouTube. And I looked at it. And I'm like, wow. It seems what Mayegun is saying. And that's it there. If you look at the headline that Mayegun did today, 15 hours ago, rather, the headline was Buhari insecurity. What if there is already a coup without Nigerians knowing? Question mark. But let's leave this and come back to this, how Umaru Dikko kidnap of July 1984 failed. Ẹ̀yin mélòó lẹ rántí? Àwọn màmá wa àti bàbá wa kankan máa rántí. Maybe those in their 90s, in their 2000, born 2000. Some of them are in their 20s now. They probably don't know what Buhari, the same Buhari that they are saying that NSAS, Buhari has been bad. Not now. He has been bad. I'm not saying that this one is not 419 as well, Umaru Dikko. But I'm not talking about Umaru Dikko. I am talking about this man that so many people have now said, oh, Buhari is bad. Remember again, he born the 23rd child, number 23, of a Fulani family in a rural Katsina state near the Niger border, the same border that has been left open while the Yoruba land was closed and everybody kept quiet. Let's come back again here. How the Umaru Dikko kidnap of July 1984 failed. Yoruba nation will be birthed. But some people, let me go back again, don't like the picture of the Oduduwa, but they love that Nigeria has been kidnapped. Hey, Timo. Oh, you don't know that Nigeria has been kidnapped. Let me quickly bring something up as quickly as I can, but I need to move away from that page. So while I'm working and preparing that as quickly as I can. But while I'm doing that, I will take one or two calls so that if you want to call, can anybody, and anybody that is calling is based on the 1984 July Umaru Dikko failed kidnap. Here in London, not in America. I said London. Great Britain has been an enemy to us for a very long time. Great Britain. This is where they all run to. Remember we heard that Gowon took out half of the central bank. But I'm referring back now to 1984 kidnap that took place in London. If you know anything about it, you want to share something while I'm getting ready, that you that keep saying that we should allow Nigeria to continue to sustain, you are literally saying that we should allow them to kidnap everybody in Nigeria, even though your kidnap is not in London. Oh, somebody said they sent Israeli to kidnap Umaru Dikko. Okay, it looks like that person knows what he's talking about. But I will open the phone line for that period while I'm preparing, myself. My name is Olayomi Koiki. It's a Koiki Media. Do you know that we've been kidnapped now in Nigeria? We have all been kidnapped by the same Buhari that they say is alive. But now, Buhari now have extra body. Like Tinubu, all your governors, all your senators, and that is why they were able to eliminate those children. It's part of the kidnap. That is why they were bringing in more influx of Fulani to come and kill everybody. They will eventually kill you. So when I say Nigeria is at the verge of breakup, some of you might say that breakup is not going to happen soon. I will show you. They are using now the Yoruba, that needs support of the Fulani agenda. You think those ones they care? Do you think that Baba Gosime, your vice president, cares about Yoruba people? Oh, you think he has the same agenda like Awolowo? I'm talking about that nasty old ragged Gosime, your vice president, until he resigns from this government. If otherwise, we will continue to bring him and drag him to the mud. Shock man devil. I'm going to show you a few things. Like I said, the line is open. Should you want to call? While I'm getting myself prepared to show you one or two videos. Those videos will then be able to see. We can look into that video and ask questions. Should we continue to be part of Nigeria? The same Nigeria that so many people are saying there will be one new Nigeria. But understand me, they have been kidnapped. But now, diaspora are the only one to rescue those at home. When the Umaru Dikko saga took place, the British were able to rescue him because he was in this country. Now, we are about to rescue you all from the kidnap that is currently taking place. You think it's until they kidnap somebody that goes to the forest? They've kidnapped your life. You don't have quality education. You have been kidnapped. Your security, you have been kidnapped. Education, kidnapped. Warfare, kidnapped. They have kidnapped you. You don't have to be in the bush. Every one of you have been kidnapped in Nigeria, including those of you that love one Nigeria. They are looking at me. Look at them. Fake accounts. They know we are talking the truth. Look at it. Oh, why are you scared? If I do like that, why are you scared? Why are you scared? You should not be scared. Hey! You see? Yeah, you see, scared. We will break Nigeria up. Peacefully. We can't do so. Violent. Oh, it is possible. Diplomacy. Oh, I love diplomacy. Diplomacy is so sweet. Like sugar and honey. Thank you very much, my back-end team. I'll look into the message in just about a few minutes. I'm just preparing a video quickly. It will not be long. I've given up. When I come back, then we won't take the calls. But for now, I can allow you to call while you tell me what you know. Kilemo nipa Umaru Dikko that was about to be kidnapped but was rescued. Yoruba nation will be rescued by the diaspora. It is not going to be in London anymore now. Across the globe. Because those at home have been kidnapped. They don't know where to go. So I will have to rescue one. Just bear with me. Okay, I've got one of the video ready. 1, 2. Okay, I think I've got all the videos I need ready. Nigeria at the verge of breakup. It will eventually break. Some of you don't like that word, breakup. Because you know automatically. Okay, thank you very much, my back-end team. I can see some of your messages popping up. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me play this quickly. I say I am not the only one working. I have a strong back-end team. And I didn't even have that information. But that information have just popped up onto my desk as I'm doing this live program. So I'm going to play that video that have been sent to me now. And then I will get my own video of what Fulani will do if we do not stop this now. So let's change the scene and let's come here. Thank you very much, my backend team. Let's play this video. Umaru Dikko was almost kidnapped by the Buhari. Professor Poju Onibokun lambasted Britain for harboring corrupt Umaru. I'm not saying Umaru Dikko is a good man. Don't get me wrong. I am saying that currently now, the Yoruba people have been kidnapped, plus the other tribes. Now it's time for diaspora to rescue you. Because Great Britain that rescued Umaru Dikko is not going to rescue you. Let's watch this video together.
It is annoying, very irritating, and very insulting for Britain to be asking Nigeria to waive the diplomatic immunity so that they can interview our officials. Can they do that to Russia? Can they do that to any country?
If Umaru Dikko continues to enjoy the protection of the British government, despite the federal military government's effort to bring him to book on charges connected with acts of corruption allegedly committed by him during the last civilian administration. But why should the British government be so interested in keeping Umaru Dikko? Dr. S.O. Agbi of the Department of History, University of Ibadan, ponders on this.
It is principally political. When Dikko got to Britain after the military coup, he told the British government and British people that democracy had been subverted in Nigeria, and to that extent the British government and the British people were willing to help Dikko at least to restore democracy in this country, forgetting the fact that their own democratic process too underwent tortuous routes. Secondly, I think Dikko is one of those few politicians that had taken away a lot of money, and this money is in the British bank, and no British government will want such billions of pounds to be taken away from Britain. I think this economic reason is another important reason why the British government will want Dikko to be supported through thick and thin.
Did you hear that? I'm going to come out of that video for a few seconds. Why am I showing you all these? Nigerians are told have been kidnapped. They need rescue. But they need intelligent rescue, SOS rescue. They need us to plan to rescue them out of Nigeria because they have all been gagged. They are told they cannot do anything. They can do much, but they will need the support of the diaspora to make this journey easy and the smooth way. Now, why do we want them to be rescued? Because they do not understand that they have been kidnapped. They do not understand that the reason why they are living in abject poverty, the reason why the military that they believe will save them do not care about them. Why should we then allow all that to happen? This is where the diaspora have to come in. The diaspora are the only engine room with all our vast experience, just like Britain was rescuing Umaru Dikko. Do you know why? They know that he has something in his pocket. Just like the same member of parliament was telling us after so many years that Gowon took half of the central bank. Oh, so they just know. Just like David Cameron was not aware that the camera was rolling in front of our royal majesty. God bless the queen. That Nigeria is the most fantastic corrupt country in the world. So you think those at home can rescue themselves? Emin Bini. So do you think those at home can literally rescue themselves? You can see that today's topic is a different dimension. Let's continue to say that Buhari is alive, but they have been kidnapped at home. But before we can rescue them, we must also let them know that there will be a lot of strategic planning. Just the same way Buhari was planning by the Mossad We are now like the intelligence is against Mossad. The Yoruba are now the ones to rescue the Yoruba at home because war Montonche. So when somebody say one new Nigeria, remember this video. Let's finish that video. It's just about a few more minutes to that video. Let's finish watching it. You can see as the man is talking, in his rescue.
Must not continue with the culture of reckless impunity. Cannot. And the earlier citizens of this country, they throw cowardice away. They throw compromise away. They throw looking up.
Bàbá, ìtorí pé ẹ mọ̀ ni àwa la máa rescue yín. Kẹ́rí gbogbo òyìnbó pàkàpàkàpàkà tẹ̀ ń sọ èkó wọ́ọ̀kì mọ́. Buhari government have kidnapped you. We need to rescue you because you don't know what you are saying.
Unto God. Why people say if you don't fight for yourself, the heaven will not help you.
Did you hear that? Heaven is not going to help you. Jesus is not going to help you. We need to help ourselves now because we have all been kidnapped. Just like they wanted to kidnap Umaru Dikko in 1984 July. Here in London.
The citizens must sorosoke. You must speak up. You must stand up for your rights. Yes, this is all what NSAS is about. And you could see the shilly-shally of government. So these people are here. If my friends are journalists are interested, you see their bodies. A lot of iron in their body. Their parents, some of their parents are here. They say the parents are not coming. We know what it took us to even encourage these ones to come. So all those
you can see it has to take them encouragement before they brought people that have been killed inside their body. Did you hear what that girl said? The girl said there was a bullet still inside somebody's body. Remember what I told you at the beginning? All I need is if my body was not feeling well, I need to call 999. Now, have these people called 999? Because there is no hospital to take them in conjunction with the Yoruba governor, Sanwo-Olu, and the rest of the governor, the Yoruba people, they have now kidnapped the people at home. It is now up to us to tell them the Sorosoke is not working. Àwa la máa gbà yín sílẹ̀, just like the British also saved Umaru Dikko so that they can keep all his money. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? London is one of the most important places in the history of Nigeria.
Or some people are naive. Some people are on payroll and they say they are activists. So I say that we don't know what we are doing. They believe the military totally and that it's only two people and the one uses dropped on the floor and all that. It's rubbish. And I told one of them, who is a bit close to me, that you should know that our level, we will not be private dollars. We will not defy. It's only that our people are so timid. Our people are so afraid.
They will be afraid because you have been kidnapped, sir. The reason why they are afraid now is you have all been kidnapped by this government, and it is up to the diaspora to come and rescue you as quickly. You all need SOS to go into a Yoruba nation. Let's continue.
They will say, Ijoba, can anybody fight government? Can anybody win government? Government is not your master. Government are yourself. They're not a civil servant. The president of the country is no excellency. He is a public official you vote for. The governor is not an excellency. They serve us. We are the excellency. The sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria.
You don't have any sovereignty. There's nothing called Nigeria, sir. All you need to do is go and ask Britain. Go and ask Lugard. Go and ask these individuals. They will tell you nothing is called Nigeria. They will not help you because we are the ones that are preparing to come and rescue you. You have all been kidnapped, just like they were about to kidnap Umaru Dikko in 1984, even though he's a 419 man as well.
And the earlier the citizens know this, and you ask and demand for your rights, the better for this country. Yes. Otherwise, they will continue cheating us.
Yes. They have been cheating us for a very long time. It is time now that every one of you leave all this one Nigeria. And Nigeria is the best way, and that way everybody can be accounted for. Every life will be meaningful. Every person will have access to the same resources that the majority of people are not having access to. I say remember those at home, especially those of you preparing for the brunch or the Sunday lunch wherever you are.
Some of your clients have submitted petitions to the panel on victims of the shooting.
Yeah.
Have you been given a date for when those petitions will be?
No, we are part of the process already because we have been participating in the cross-examination of the military man who came and then the LCC.
Yeah, that military man that came. Let's leave that. Let's come back again to this video.
In an effort to bring the former Transport and Aviation Minister for trial in Nigeria, some people tried to kidnap Alhaji Dikko. The abortive abduction of Alhaji Dikko led to the arrest of one Nigerian and 3 other foreigners believed to be Israelis by British authorities. After fusing and grappling in the void for a week over the Umaru Dikko row, Britain last Thursday decided to expel 2 Nigerian diplomats. Nigeria quickly retaliated by asking Britain to withdraw 2 of her diplomats in Lagos. Major General Halidu Anania, the Nigeria's High Commissioner in Britain, had hardly arrived in Lagos for consultation with the federal military government on the Umaru Dikko affair when the British Foreign Minister announced to the British Parliament that it was not advisable for General Anania to return to Britain. In other words, the Nigeria's High Commissioner to Britain has been declared a persona non grata. Immediately, Nigeria reacted by asking Britain to recall its High Commissioner in Lagos. Professor Pojuoniboku of NISA sees the British government's behavior as a deliberate act against the Nigerian people. He believes that the Nigerian government could do without Britain. After all, according to him, the only time one knows his friends is at a time of needs.
It is annoying, very irritating, and very insulting for Britain to be asking Nigeria to waive.
Did you see where our problem all started? Sorry, I had to stop that video again. All this professor that would have been giving us a real reason why we were joined together, they were not interested. So we are now doing the job of the professor. All this professor. That they should have been telling the student the real history behind that 419 Nigeria. But they all refused. They were not interested. They were trying to save Nigeria. I'm sure. I don't know where this man is now. I'm not sure whether he's getting paid according to a bus driver in London. A bus driver I showed you yesterday, and I was comparing it with a professor in Nigeria. A professor that should be making so much money. Do you know that they are on strike for the last 8 months? ASU strike. So why do you think we don't need to rescue these people? Our traditional rulers, according to Jason Lincoln on YouTube, can support Nigerian government, Fulani in public. They can't protest the interest of the Yoruba nation. All those Oba, they are not interested in the Yoruba agenda. So you can see a professor that should have been telling the student, but do you know who the professor was then? Fela Anikulapo Kuti was our professor then. Because Fela lived here in England. Oh, you have forgotten. Some of these professors that have not left Nigeria. Some of these professors that have not left Nigeria, everything they were reading was theory from the book. But Fela lived here in UK, in England precisely. He knew the system. He lived with them just the same way Koikimedia have lived here as well for 2 decades. I know the system. I understand it. I am not saying, why should you listen now to a university lecturer in that 419 contraction Nigeria, still telling the student that we can save Nigeria? What can you save? What are you trying to save? That lecturer needs to be rescued because he has been kidnapped. Mufito Kimamawa, all the way from Canada. A very good afternoon from here. Good morning from your side. They need to be rescued. Let's watch more from that video.
The diplomatic community so that they can interview our officials. Can they do that to Russia? Can they do that to any country? Can they do that to to Libya or to any other developed country? I think it's an insult. Look, when problems are created, solutions are prompted. If we shiver diplomatic relations with Britain, then we know who are our friends. Look, look at what happened during the Biafran War, the Civil War. The so-called friends of this country disappointed us. Those who came to our aid, those who allowed Nigeria to remain one nation today, are the countries that we've treated in the past as with lukewarm attitude. The Soviet Union. When you talk for the Soviet help and assistance.
Did you hear that? Did you hear now the lecturer seems to be talking sense? He's talking about the Soviet Union. Listen to that line. I'm watching the video for the first time, so I'm just analyzing it based on what he's saying. Like somebody's asking here. Oh, it's from here on Koikimedia. Many lecturers are now beggars. I said like they've not paid them. That's why you're on strike. So all those Nigerian youth shouting New Nigeria, you have all been kidnapped, just like they were about to take Umaru Dikko from here. But Great Britain said, no way. They've consumed so much corruption of our money in this system. Great Britain has taken so much from us. So when people say, stop talking like that, your family is there now, you shut up. What about the family at home? So if my family is here, I should become a slave to Great Britain as well. And then all the money I'm making, I must send it to another country like Nigeria, that those have been kidnapped. You have been funding the Fulani agenda. That's what the diaspora have been doing. So we were all running from one. If you go to Germany, Germany, you're wrong. Everybody wants to get here. But the moment you get here, you know how long it takes before they regularize your status. Only if you were born here. And you must definitely be the third generation from your family. Because one family will have run away before you become British citizen. Oh, some of you got the British citizen. You know how to do it. So now you are telling us that Nigeria will work. You, that you know that you run away from that same shit hole because you were kidnapped. You don't want us now to rescue those at home. You want to get British passport? You can travel to Nigeria and do 3 weeks and run back. Or some of you that have worked so hard, you have returned back, you are getting your pension. But those that work the same way in Nigeria and work colleagues here and work there, so go have a plan. Tatuni yen, ultimate jeo. Yoruba, ultimate dombo. Kí ló dé? Ó ti mọ̀ pé nìyẹn ń bọ̀ wá tọrọ gàrí ni. That's some of you, what you want us to be with the Yoruba people. Àwa ń sọ pé àwa ọmọ aládé, àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ adúláwọ̀, àwa wá dẹni tí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹbí wa sì jẹ́ problem wa. Some of you love that. Send 20 pounds home. Kó tún pè ní next week. Kí ló dé? Ṣebí mo ṣe 20 pounds ló fi ránṣẹ́ o. Just like some of you will say, why are you asking for money all the time? Why are you asking for money? Ẹlòmíì ò ti dáwó. Ẹlòmíì ò ti fún wa lówó. Why are you asking for money all the time? Go and ask CNN whether they need money all the time. Go and ask Sky News whether they need money all the time. Oh, because I sit down at home. So that means, I don't need money to run the media. Look at his head. Olórí coconut. Look at his head. Look at his head. You need rescue. You need to be rescued. Yes, Daniel, mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Some of you now, some of you are probably not even picking up calls at home anymore because the problem is becoming too much. You thought you can manage it. I said somebody that went to Nigeria in less than 4 days. They are now planning to pay. They've already paid for the flight ticket to bring their brother back to London for medical treatment. What about those that do not have that same access? Very good afternoon to you. Amod Akandeye Kini. Let's watch more from this video. We open the phone line very soon. But I am explaining that Umaru Dikko is the topic today. I'm not saying he's a clean man. They are all 419. The same Buhari that kidnapped Umaru Dikko has literally now have so much strength, even though we know he's dead. But some of you believe he's alive. But he has so much strength now They are now capturing everybody inside that contraction you call Nigeria.
Britain and other Western countries who have kept quiet and allowed Nigeria to go into pieces.
But should Nigeria decide to sever relations with Britain, what impact will it make on the economic situation of both countries? Professor Ademola Oyejide, head of the Department of Economics, University of Ibadan, gives this analysis.
I think economically, at this point in time, Britain will lose more if the breakdown in diplomatic relations means that Nigeria does something about British investments in Nigeria. We don't have much of any investments as a nation in Britain. As I said, there are individuals who have quite a bit to lose if there was that kind of break. But I don't suspect that the fact that the breakdown in foreign relations will mean, in fact, that such people's investments will be expropriated unless we take similar action. If we did take a similar action, of course, they might feel free to make life difficult for Nigerians who are there, Nigerians who own properties there, and so on and so forth. But technically speaking, the fact that the diplomatic break does not mean that we will take over British investments here. We could do that, but it doesn't get that far unless relations become that of a war rather than just the breakdown of diplomatic relations.
Britain colonized Lagos in 1860 and ruled the entire geographical entity now known as Nigeria until she got independence on October 1, 1960. The ongoing diplomatic tussle between Britain and Nigeria is clear. Nigerian political analysts believe that Britain will have to repatriate fugitive Umaru Dikko or jeopardize the 122-year-old relations with Nigeria.
Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the show. Part 187. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Àwọn tó wà nílé, they cannot be rescued on their own. We need to go in and rescue them. Because the country has kept them very, very weak. They are very weak, extremely weak, that they do not have the strength to rescue themselves. And this is where we come in, so that we can save the next generation. If we refuse to save the next generation, you know what's going to happen? Let me show you. I told you that Buhari's father gave birth to 23 children. Have you thought that that is the end of it? How many children are the Fulani giving birth to? These are people that do not have a home. They are moving from one end of one location to the other. Let's watch this video. And this was in Ekiti yesterday. Fulani agenda in the Yoruba land, because we've allowed them to kidnap everybody. And we are not saying much. And they're getting stronger every time. But if we stop it, now the next generation will be pleased with us. If we refuse to stop it, the next generation will point the finger at us. Let's watch this video.
ṣe ń wò wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀hún máa lè ṣe ń wò ẹ̀rín ìgboro yìí o láti ń dàbà lóyún ṣe ń wò wọn ọ̀hún lórí burúkú ṣe ń wò wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wò wọn bá ṣe ń wò wọn. ṣe ń wò wọn. ṣe ẹ wò wọn báyìí Adó Èkìtì lélẹ́yìí o ṣe ẹ wò wọn kẹ má jẹ́ ká múra kalẹ̀ ṣe ẹ wò wọn báyìí mo súnmọ́ wọn ṣe ẹ wò wọn ṣe ẹ wọn máa lè Fúlàní ṣe ẹ wò wọn màálù ló ń dà lẹ́rìn ìgboro yìí o ṣe ẹ wò.
Let me take that off. So when a lot of you say we should not rescue those at home, just like those at home have been kidnapped. The same way this government kidnapped or wanted to kidnap Umaru Dikko here in London in 1984. But that mission failed. Do you know why? I'll tell you why in a minute. That mission failed just because of one person. One person stopped that mission. A lot of you will not know who that person was, but I'm going to tell you who that person is today. One person. But this is the same address in London. You know, they all live in a posh area, Porchester Terrace. I'm sure a lot of you will not know where this place is. It's the same area that Lugard was living. In the same area I've done a lot of videos before. And I'll take you on that journey one day to this particular address. But we can watch it first on the video. Thank you once again, my back-end team. Porchester Terrace. These are high-end area. It has been sold as far back as 1984. More money that have been stolen by those 419 Yoruba and the Igbo and the Hausa and the Northern and the Niger Delta continue to bring the money here while the British government kept quiet. But now we say we want to break away. Who will allow Nigeria to break, knowing what they know? Remember I told you that my cousin, I think about a week ago, almost 2 weeks now, said to me, in your Konwanu is a bus driver here in London. A bus driver is a good job. You don't know. They have access to so many things. Mamawa Omolara Sunshine. James Evan. Nigeria is a fake country. Zoo, Animal Kingdom. The cousin said to me, Oyiboye, get into the car, into his vehicle. He's as a bus driver. And he drove with him up to the end of the terminal. You know what the Englishman was telling my cousin? He gets angry every time he sees Nigeria working in this country. My cousin was, which one be that? You know Yoruba people, especially Yoruba people. Kilo day now. Kilo day. You know what the man said? That from what he knows and the area he works in this country as an Englishman, Nigerians should not be working at all in this country. We should be back there enjoying. But we cannot enjoy when people like Umaru Dikko steal the money and then they do paddy with some British agents. But Nigeria wanted to kidnap him. But one person stopped that kidnap. It was here in London that foil came from. It was not in Nigeria. So when we say we want to rescue you, it will not be those at home, because those at home have been bastardized. Yes. Porchester Terrace is not on the Monopoly game board. Okay, but it's a very expensive area. I can assure you that. And if you want me, you know, I love to, let's watch the video and then I'm going to come back onto the conversation.
From the doorstep of his luxury home just off the Bayswater Road. Police immediately sealed off the area, but the kidnappers had got away. Detectives believe a gang of armed men had been waiting for some time for Mr. Dikko to emerge from this door. Witnesses have told the police that as he left his house, Mr. Dikko was grabbed by two black men and bundled into the back of a yellow transit vehicle, which was driven at speed in the direction of Bayswater. Officers from the anti-terrorist squad took over the hunt for the kidnappers when they realized the victim's identity. Umaru Dikko, on the right here, is brother-in-law of Nigeria's ousted President Shagari. He was a minister in the Shagari government and was recently named by the new military government as top of their wanted list. Earlier this year, he told ITN he felt safe in London.
I don't feel safe with the military government. I have every reason to feel safe with the military government because I believe that the British government and the British people will not support illegality. Whatever the military junta in Nigeria would want to do, their jurisdiction does not extend to Britain.
When the military government of President Buhari took over in Nigeria 6 months ago, they accused Umaru Dikko and other ministers of embezzling billions of pounds. British police had feared for some time that supporters of this man would try to snatch Dikko and take him back to Nigeria.
I need to give you a
All
run.
British airports were checked, And tonight, the hunt ended at Stansted Airport in Essex, and Mr. Dikko was found inside a crate, waiting to be shipped out of the country as diplomatic baggage. He'd been drugged, but is said to be in a satisfactory condition. 2 other men were found in crates. Police say one is dead.
We have a caller, and let's go straight to my caller. And then somebody said, that Portchester area is not an eyebrow area. I'm going to come back to that, but I'll tell you the value of the prices of houses in that area. We have a caller, and I know the sister, but I'll not come through, and then we go back into that in the conversation. Good afternoon, caller. Hello? Hello? All right. It looks like we've lost that call. Let me now quickly show you another video. When we say that one person, it was one person that gave the intelligence that ended that fall of Umaru Dikko, just like the diaspora are going to do with Nigeria. I guess the caller is coming back again. Hello, caller.
Yes, sir.
No, go ahead, please.
All right, sir.
All right, you shouldn't be asking us questions. Moment on sorrow. So I have your number. I should do marry. Amen. Yeah. Emokemo are live. Hello, Shemokemo are live. I'm on a live show now. All right, let's speak later because it looks like that's a private conversation there. All right, let me quickly show you something first before we move into the next conversation. The person that I wanted to respond to, I read comments, but sometimes people say neglect the comment. But I also want you to know that those areas are eyebrow area where they have stolen so much money from Nigeria. And presently, so many people that you don't even know that have stolen money from Nigeria are living in those areas. Let me show you. This is Portchester here in London. Let me increase the front a little bit. An average 2-bedroom to rent in that area will cost you £1,100 for 1.1 million. Sorry for that. Yeah. 1.1 million pounds. 1.1 million pounds sterling. That Portchester that we just played now. Where's that video again? Remember this video? We started where, right? That is what you're expecting to get if you're buying a house here today. And we have Nigerians that are buying house cash down because they have agents that says they love one Nigeria. When they say they love one Nigeria, it's because they are waiting for the governor, just like I showed you in this article. Who remember Ibori? That 419 man, Ibori, James Ibori, net worth. Who remember that story of James Ibori? Do you know how much the UK government were able to get from James Ibori? Right? And these are the people that a lot of you say we should not rescue. Nigeria to expect 60 million pounds Ibori loot. The money will probably get back to Nigeria. They will loot it anyway. This, I've just Googled it, right? November 18. This is even a current news as of last month. Nigeria to expect 60 million pounds sterling Ibori loot from the UK government. They're still calling him Mr. Ibori. Ibori was the governor of the oil-rich Delta State and was jailed in UK for fraud in 2012. According to the Deputy Executive Director, African Environment Economic Justice, Leo Ataku, on Wednesday says the Nigerian government will soon receive 60 million pounds sterling from the United Kingdom, which was looted from Delta State during the administration of James Ibori. This, and you say those at home doesn't need rescue. Again, this is what an average house in that same area cost today. Portchester Square, £520,000. Flat, 2-bedroom, 2.2 million. Westbourne Terrace. Remember, this was also a terrace, right? The area. So, a lot of you at home then ask us questions. You don't know that you need to be rescued. We have to rescue you. Yes, big man house. Big man house. How many Nigerians, long in the UK, how many of you living in England can buy a house in this area? Even working 24 hours a day. How many of those calling themselves Nigerians, apart from those 419 that are making money from illegal means, if you're working as any job you're doing here, to buy a house here, you probably have been saving so much money. It's not a very cheap area. 1.9 million, 3-bedroom maisonette for sale. 1.8 million, Bayswater. I'm sure you heard Bayswater in this video. I'll roll it again.
The millionaire Nigerian was snatched from the doorstep of his luxury home just off the Bayswater Road.
Just off Bayswater Road. The same Bayswater is selling at 1.8 million. How many of you living here can afford to buy a house? Tó bá ṣe pé òun dúró kí governor kan kó kí owó jẹ, just like Ibori stole so much money. Do you know how much this guy stole from Niger Delta? It's the same governor are still paying him pension for over 12 years. The same Ibori that they want to return almost, can somebody convert what is 60 million pounds in Naira? Can somebody give me an equivalent of what is 60 million pounds back to Naira so that we can minus it from what these guys have been paying Ibori? The exchange rate, I think it's about 640 Naira. Can you convert it back? I need to know what is the exchange rate that the governor have been paying Ibori and the Ibinedon for 12 years, 842 million. But now, UK government is about to return 60 million pounds. So what is 60 million pounds in Naira? And you say that these guys are not bastards. And somebody say we should not rescue them. Oh, yes, definitely when you win a lottery, you can buy an upfront house anywhere in UK. Those at home do not understand. How many of you know that this story is there? That the UK government wants to return 60 million. What is your dear anyway? Hey, Monkoko, and you say UK government is our friend. Really? Our friends indeed. Our friends indeed. Okay, the person has apologized. The person says he knows, he's talking about the Monopoly game board. I have lived there for 22 years. You don't know what you're talking about. And I know the areas I've been for 2 decades. 3.8, is that 3.8 million? Oluwasegun on Koikimedia. So 3.8 million is, I hope you're, is that right? Is that 3.8 million? So 3.8 million is what the UK government wants to return back out of Ibori loot. What about all his houses? What about all those money? Do you know that when Ibori was busted here, it was busted in Dorset. Dorset, Longbe, that same Dorset. I, as a Yoruba man, as a Nigerian then, was working my house here in UK when I was buying some computer materials from people in Dorset, a company, not knowing that a 419 man was having so much wealth. And you go to the UK bank, they'll neither give you money there. Oh, in trillion. Oh, that's trillion. Okay. 3.8 trillion Naira. So you are now saying that the same 419 governor that have been there now have been paying these two bastards 842 million for the last 12 years. And we are all mad. So if they have been paying Ibori, and Igbinedon for the last 12 years worth to the tune of 842 million on pension. But the UK government is just about to return back to Nigeria 60 million of Ibori loot. How much gone over our UK government? 3.8 billion. Thank you very much. So that means that the state, Ibori can pay back the state easily with the money that the UK government is returning. Easily. Ibori should have been able to pay back, this money that they should be allowing him to pay the money back. Every money that he has taken from this 842 million. They have literally kidnapped every one of you at home, but you still don't want to accept. Thank you very much, Bashiru Mustafa. 3.6 trillion naira. Ewani Kama rescue Yinile. Now, let me tell you how. Let's come back here. I've already played that video before, and I think I have another one I wanted to play earlier. I think it's okay. We played that already. Now, let me bring you back to who. Ta ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n má lè rí Umaru Dikko gbé kúrò ní London in 1984. Who was the person behind the rescue of this guy? Do you know who the person is? Do anybody have the story to say who was behind reason why Umaru Dikko was not taken back to Nigeria right from UK at Stansted Airport? The same Stansted Airport that Tinubu will land his private jet and his son. And you say the UK government is our friend. I heard that when the British police saw the money with Ibori, when they arrested him, the police officer fainted because he has never seen such money in his life. Some of them stole the money as well. Is that your money? My sister, Rukayat. Lára àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó lọ bust Ibori, àwọn náà jí nínú owó. Lára àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó lọ bust Ibori nínú ilé, àwọn kan jí owó nínú ẹ̀. Owó yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Oh, you did not open the picture comment box. I wanted to send you the money Ibori stolen. Oh, okay. Where are you going to send it to? Send it to my number, Maxi Atua. Is it? Did you send it? Where did you send it to? Koikimedia Messenger? Can you respond back to that so I can open it all? Nigerians at home don't know anything. We need to rescue them. But how do we rescue them? We need to rescue them from one source, the diaspora. If you're waiting for United Nations to rescue you, you're going to wait for a very long time. I've told you that before. If you're waiting for America, you're going to wait a long time. If you're waiting for any country to come and rescue you, you will have, okay. I think I'm trying to see the picture somebody said he sent to me. It's just a comment. So many messages on our messenger as well, especially on Facebook. If we would not respond to you, just bear with us. We will get to you soon. All right, let me leave that and concentrate. Anyway, now, please send to Koik. Yeah, please, if you want to send anything, send it directly to my WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is the one at the bottom, plus 44 75 94 05 0979. I am telling you that Nigerians at home have been kidnapped. It was a woman overlooking the area. Wow, this person knows very well. It was a woman that was looking in the area from her window. I hope this is correct. Okay, you're almost there. But I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the answer. One person saved the life of this contraction man as well. It's a 419. They're all 419. But that is not where I'm going. One person was able to save this guy from being taken back to Nigeria. Let's read the storyline of it. On Thursday, the 5th of July, 1984, let me expand it more so that those of you with me can read along the line. So I'm blowing it up a little bit more. Now it's bigger, and I want to be sure that my camera is not blocking. Now everybody can read now with me. So you're not saying Koikimedia, you're reading something out of the, people will say, maybe he's reading it off air. No, I'm reading it from here. And I'll try and see if I can put the link of what I'm reading here to some of you that are watching us right now. I'll do so in a minute. Let's come back here. How Umaru Dikko kidnap of July 1984 failed. On Thursday, July the 5th, 1984, an attempt to kidnap Nigerian Minister of Transportation and Aviation, Alhaji Umaru Dikko, was foiled by the British after he had been drugged and put in a crate to answer for corruption charges laid against him. Dikko had fled Nigeria following the military coup that aborted the Alhaji Shehu Shagari government in December 31st, 1983 by the same 419 that you call Muhammadu Buhari. He had been accused of stealing $4 billion of the government money. $4 billion as at 1984. You can see what these Barawu have done to us. If you're calling from outside the country, plus 44 has to be included. I said they stole, according to allegation that they were accusing him of then, was $4 billion US dollars, not Naira, US dollars. So you say we should not rescue those at all. They need to be rescued. Let's go on with this article. For the sake of many of us who did not witness the event of the time, I visited the archives to research more on Nigerians' most diplomatic blunder to date. This shameful episode of Nigeria history is known as the Dikko affair. Let's go further into it. Once again, a very good afternoon to everyone that have joined us. It was the British custom officer. No. I said somebody stopped it before the British custom officer. You need intelligence to stop something. So those of you at home, continue to give us all the intelligence we need to know. One intelligence, it doesn't matter how small, just give it to us. I want to break it down. Any movement, I told you the other day, continue to monitor every area with antenna. I know the reason why I'm saying so. For the sake of many of us, okay, I've read that already. Now, let's go into it. Who was Umaru Dikko? Some of you knows him. Some of you don't know him. Yes, for Larry Lawal, we really don't know how well we are blessed, but we choose our course ourselves. And that's why people don't understand that, Fulani people kidnapped my Indian men weekend. They collected 15 million ransom. Wow. Nigeria is not safe. Shagari government was the most corrupt in the world. I said Umaru Dikko. They were asking him for $4 billion US dollars, not Naira. Umaru Dikko was born in Wamba, present-day Nasarawa State, on December 31st, 1936. The coup in Nigeria then was December 31st as well. You can see the geometric numbers. Continue to look into that as well. Those of you that understand how the numbers work. I don't have the knowledge, but go and watch Frank Bello. He works with numbers. I work with articles. Every one of us have our strength. He had his secondary education at the prestigious Barewa College in Zaria in Kaduna State. He took a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics, graduating with a first-class honor here in London, Babet College, University of London. This college is still probably where so many people... Oh, what am I doing? I want to show you the college. So many of them are still here as well. Babet College. I know I've not spelled it well, but it's going to come up anyway. That's it there. The same college is still in existence. Babet University, London. So do you know that these guys have been coming to London to study from the British that would then give them what they need to take back? Oh, you think they were just coming here to study alone? They were giving them extra information to take back home. The British have been our enemies for a very long time. Money. So that means he came here, well-educated, a brilliant guy. He studied Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics. Remember, the same way this young girl was killed. I'm sure a lot of you will remember her now when I bring up the picture. Do you know that Tolulope was brilliant in mathematics? I'm not sure they sent her to London for further study. Tolulope was not sent to London. But as far back as then, they were sending, Umaru Dikko to London. Let me put it here. I think there was something that they told us about her maths. She was a mathematician. Images of Tolulope Arotile. A math, from what I was told and what I read then, was one of the best. Let me open this one from Wikipedia. Oh, what's going on here? We ask you humbly down, scroll down away. Okay. Tolulope Oluwatoyin Sarah Arotile was born in 1995. She was killed 14th of July 2020. Again, remember, those of you that know how to work out days, the coup, this Umaru Dikko also took place in July, right? 1984. Remember that. Leave that to one side. But let's focus back here. Tolulope was the first ever female combat helicopter pilot in Nigeria Air Force. She contributed significantly to the combat operation against the insecurity that is already killing so many Nigerians today. In the northern state of Nigeria, who is behind the killing of Tolulope? What has Tolulope saw? Kí ló ti rí tó fi di pé wọ́n pa? What does she know? She must have seen something. She must have heard something, and they have to take her out of the picture. Oh, somebody got the answer. Idowu Phillips. The person that saved him from kidnap was Dikko's secretary. You got the answer very right. And I'm going to leave Tolulope's story and come back here. You're very right. It was the secretary that worked with Umaru Dikko that saved him from being taken out of London in 1984. Let's move further down. A lot of you probably did not know that he studied here in London. I'm talking about Umaru Dikko. He was very intelligent. He worked for some time. Hear this now. He worked for some time at the BBC Hausa language service. So when some of you say, BBC Yoruba, everything like that, they have agenda. You see BBC Igbo, BBC Hausa. So Umaru Dikko was also working as a BBC Hausa language service here in London. You don't know the British. The British know us more than we know them. The British know us more than we know them. So Umaru Dikko also worked, for some time as a BBC Hausa language service. So when some of you are told, you say, we love BBC Yoruba because they are doing all this translation in Yoruba, you are mad. They have agenda for that. And if you don't believe so, let me show you this picture I took during, one of the protests of the same British people. This is what the British people believe. This is what they call your own BBC. The BBC you love so much. I will show you what they call BBC. What has happened there? Oh, what happened to my picture there? I will show you now. Just give me a minute. You love BBC so much, right? But let me show you something. Let me show you something that will probably bust your head now. Oh, I think that picture must have been corrupt. All right, we have a caller coming through. Let me allow that call to come through. Hello, caller.
Hello, good afternoon now.
Good afternoon.
Good
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, good
I'm
afternoon.
in London.
Yeah, good
I
afternoon.
live just 5 minutes from North Middlesex Hospital where you are.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
Okay.
Working for the
Okay. Before you go further, do you know I'm live at the moment as well?
Okay, I know.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. All right. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. All right. Go ahead.
What I want to tell you is you are very right. What you are saying. There are so many things we need to add. You need to tell them that this hospital is only for northern part of London.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah, you're talking about the North Middlesex Hospital. Yeah. 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 Every borough have their own hospital. Yeah, you don't have to go far. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Retired nurse. All right. Okay. Okay. No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh yeah, and it's also on WhatsApp. We can speak after the show. That's fine. Yeah. All right, Auntie. Grace. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. All right then. All right. Bye bye. All right, let's go. I think we have a few more calls coming through now. Okay, this one is not connecting here from US, so I'm gonna wait. So my sister was talking about the North Middlesex Hospital. Every borough have their own hospital, so I don't have to travel far before I get treatment. But I am now going back to this article because our reason for discussing Umaru Dikko is Nigerians have been bastardized, they have been kidnapped. We need to rescue them. Yes, the voice is a bit low from the caller. Bear with me, and my speaker is downstairs. So anyway, let's go further. Now, in 1967, he was appointed the commissioner in the North Central State of Nigeria, now known as Kaduna State. And he was also a secretary of a committee set up by General Hassan Katsina, the first military governor of northern Nigeria, to unite the northerners after the July counter coup in 1966. Let's go further. I'm talking about Umaru Dikko, a bad man as well. In 1979, he was made President Shehu Shagari campaign manager for the successful presidential campaign of the National Party of Nigeria during the nation's Second Republic of 1979 to 1983. He played prominent role as a transport minister, just like Rotimi Amechi is doing right now, and head of the presidential task force on rice until a military coup on his birthday in 1983 that overthrew Shehu Shagari's government. Umaru Dikko and a host of other politicians fled into exile here to London. London is always their base. Every time there's a problem in Nigeria, they all come to London because London welcomes all the corrupt 419 politicians in that contraction you call Nigeria. Okay, I'm reading a comment again. Brother, I've heard about this girl. My friend told me she knows much about Boko Haram, that my friend is an army day. They deploy him to Enugu. Okay, maybe you want to speak to me after the show. Intelligent role. Let's come back here. So Umaru Dikko and most of the politicians that fled into exile, where they're going to go? They all come to London. London welcomes them because London knows, like Gowon, have so much of money with them, and they will put the money in the bank here, and the money continue to flow. Okay, if you're calling from Las Vegas, you need to add +4475940500979. It will come true because the line is open. All right, let's continue. The Muhammadu Buhari-led military regime accused him of large scale of corruption while in office, in particular of embezzling millions of dollars from the nation's oil revenue. Hear this. The same oil revenue that so many people in Nigeria now have never enjoyed healthcare, welfare, education. You are now saying we should keep one Nigeria. These guys have been embezzling this money as far back as 1983 before the 419 Buhari came in as well. Nigeria has been in problem. Tolu Olokwe was accused by a boss of killing too much of Boko Haram, which he said that was what she was asked to do because the Boko Haram are enemies. Yes, Tolu Olokwe knows something. Tolu Olokwe was killed. But let's leave Tolu Olokwe. Let's focus here. Because why am I treating this today? Nigerians at home need to be rescued for Yoruba nation and the Biafra and even the Arewa and the Niger Delta. Well, what that is about the man. Now, let's look at the event of July 5th, 1984. This is the young Umaru Dikko. You can see the white man next to him. They have been brainwashing every people from the north so that they can keep their agenda going. What they do not expect now is a Yoruba man like this in 2020 popping up from somewhere and saying Britain has been part of the problem and we must break away from Nigeria as quickly as possible. So a lot of you don't understand how this game works. They've been playing this game. What in that game is it? Britain has been playing this game with the North. They brainwash them, they keep them going, they give them everything, they work with them, and they take them back to Nigeria, and then they become superior against the rest of the other tribes. And that will tell me to show you the next video I'm about to play you. If we don't stop this now, Fulani will eventually kill you because they have more power with the backing of the Nigerian government. Let's watch this video before we go back into the story of Umaru Dikko. A very good afternoon wherever you join, and welcome to the show. Fulani Agenda. It's 2 videos. I will play the first one, the Fulani agenda. Let's watch it together.
Sofero Maya Fay. Nada. Bok bitan nai. Bok bitan Maya. Hey. Yoli. Fay go to Maya. Ngir bok bitan. Mo ben tam kun. Bismillah. Wongo hebete ton nafahan ay jonka dakoraji ne chude sense ay te do fa addi ko ay do fa de ko ti dai don fu pama jonga pama na me ina mi joji mi ga ira ni fati ni du abu mama sokko ay no me ka ton ko ta ta Jaru ndiyam ne pay ko he bonde fi di la nanno ledde ko alhamdulillah ne mal nani mbi do ngel yoppire no to gaal na ndi kalta aduna gi damata aduna gi moy an tay no ngel wulak no di no na ngel handi ado rafa kal juro la di mara kalta yo.
Keep an eye on this guy. Cherele, this particular picture now, I will play another video and tell me whether it's the same person or maybe my eyes is seeing different. Let's play the next video. Once again, a very good afternoon, good morning, depending on what part of the world, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us. My name is Olayomi Koiki. The mission is to break away from Nigeria, and it's not our task, but we must make sure we break away easily. Let's play the next video, and I think this is the next video. And these are Nigerian soldiers. But do you know, these are the Yoruba soldiers and the Igbo soldiers in ambush somewhere. Happy Sunday. Good afternoon. Yes, Boko Haram got walkie-talkie. Yeah, but I said they are well. When we say donate money, what do you need money for? I hope you can see what they have there. But I'm going to play this video again. I will pause it close to this other guy. And I'm sure it's the same person. I might be wrong. But if anybody see that, just point it as well. I'm going to run the video again. Is it? I know the picture is not very clear, but is it the same guy? Look at the one on the right-hand side. Look at the one on the left. Is it the same guy? Two different locations. Is it the same guy? Somebody say yes on YouTube. Look at it. Look at the picture. I know the one on the left is not very clear, but look at the structure. Look at the nose. Is it the same guy? And this means that those at home have been kidnapped, but they don't know. Somebody also agree on Koikimedia. Say yes. Okay, we'll get it somewhere. Let's play the last video. I'll then take this video out and then I'll go back to Umaru Dikko. Again, remember that most of the well-educated Hausa guys, my Instagram has done, quickly start it again. Because Instagram only give us 40 minutes every time. So, remember that Umaru Dikko schooled here, Babek College of London. A brilliant guy, mathematics, just like Tolulokwe. But Tolulokwe never had opportunity to come and do the further education, even though she was doing the best. Look at the two pictures. I will leave those pictures while we get you the next video ready. Nigeria at the verge of breakup, but those at home need to be rescued. Those at home must be rescued because they don't know what they are dealing with. Where are they going? Where are they? We don't know. All we saw is a video pop up. I don't know how long this video, 2 years ago, 3, but where are they? In Bolawa. So when people say, what do you need money for? Oh, we want to buy a motorcycle. Can anybody on this show, Tobago show, give us 1 motorcycle? We need it. And this is a fact. I'm not joking here now. Can anybody on this platform that have watched this program now, watch it now, watch it tomorrow, give us 1 motorcycle? Don't ask us what we want to do with it. Can you provide 1 motorcycle? Motorcycle. I'm not talking about the power bike. The cheapest one. Can you guarantee that you can give us 1? We need it. You cannot give us a car. Give us the motorcycle. We need that now, urgently. We are not joking. There's danger ahead of us. Somebody was asking what they've done with these soldiers here. What do you expect they've done with them? What do you think they've done with all those soldiers? You're asking me. Let me just brief you quickly what happened to them from this image. I'm just going to show you briefly. I won't bring it on the timeline there. This is what happened to them, just like those that were killed. Their head last week Saturday. So if you're asking me what they've done to those soldiers, they've killed them. Whether it's the same person or not, they have what they call a command structure. A command structure. Let's now play the last video to top it up. And then we will go back to how we need to rescue those at home. Part of what we're doing now is to rescue them. But if anyone, Tobango show ye, And you can say, you can give us one. It doesn't matter, we need a lot. But at least, anybody, call me after the show. We need a motorbike. Not the big one. If you can give us that one, fine. But give us all the same one like they're using. We need it. Let me now show you the last video, and then we come back to Umaru Dikko. You are right, somebody gave us the answer. It was the secretary that rescued him, but I'll tell you how. I'm sure.
Because before then, if you were a Muslim, you went, say, to the Tiv area, what would happen? You'd be dead. Under the British, you could go as a Muslim trader and you could live and you could spread your message of Islam. So the British enabled Islam to spread in Nigeria, and the British stopped the spread of Christianity because Lugard kept missionaries out of the north. He only let missionaries go to the parts that were not under Muslim rule, like the Jos Plateau. So the Christian church in the Middle Belt thrived in areas that had never been conquered by the House of Fulani. Why are there huge areas of the north of Nigeria depopulated today? The answer is jihad. Because those who weren't enslaved by the House of Fulani or conquered by the House of Fulani, they either died by the sword or they fled to the hills, like the plateau, like the Gwoza Hills in Bornu. And in those hills, when I was there in the 19...
And I'm sure you got the whole picture. Should we top it up? Remember Dr. Obadiah, what he said to us. It might look like they are not in Nigeria, but the question is, where are they going, all these people? Are they living somewhere? They're getting married. They're producing more children. Are they going to attack? Or are they just going to be sitting in that location and they'll not come out? Are they going to be in Borno alone? Are they going to come down to the south, southeast? We need to act fast. And I'm going to start taking the video down one at a time. Those at home must be rescued. But that rescue mission must come from us. The same way the British rescue this guy. Let me finish it up quickly because of time constraint. Once again, the topic today is the kidnap foil of Umaru Dikko. But in reverse, our people at home have been kidnapped. We need to rescue them so that they can have a better life. You all know about the 1983 coup. December 31st, 1983. Martial music played for the first time since February 13, 1976 on Nigerian Federal Radio Service. It signaled one thing. The khaki boys, as Nigerian soldiers were called then, had returned. Let us also remember that they are planning another coup in Nigeria. The same thing that my brother said during his show, Mayegun as well.
Yes, they organized seminar and they called it prayer seminar for insecurity in Nigeria. And he's so happy with the success of that the man is also celebrating. Said chief of he's organizing a 3-day, 3-day pro-arm golf tournament in his honor as the most successful chief of army staff in Nigeria, safeguarding the lives of Nigerians. Golf Resort and Country Club is a rich guy. This is the same guy that was in charge of the procurement in Nigeria under Goodluck Jonathan's government when Dasuki was the national security advisor to Goodluck Jonathan. This guy was in charge of procurement, buying and selling of and buying and procurement of weapons for Nigeria. He recorded that during that period, Nigeria was indeed buying weapons to fight Boko Haram. Then immediately after Goodluck Jonathan's government, he got promoted to become the chief of army staff. And he got promoted not just by rank, but in wealth.
I'll leave that and then again, come back again to the conversation of the day. For example, Margaret Thatcher, Britain Prime Minister, threatened to publish the names and account details of all Nigerians with bank accounts in the United Kingdom. However, Buhari and his military colleagues bow out, as this would have certainly destroyed the credibility of this military officer, as many of them were believed to maintain foreign bank accounts, especially here in the United Kingdom. President Shehu Shagari had just been overthrown in a military coup, and a new military government led by Major General Muhammadu Buhari was established. On January 2nd, 1984, Buhari rolled out the names of former government officials accused of a variety of crimes. Also, unsurprisingly, Umaru Dikko topped the list. He was accused of embezzling several millions of dollars in oil profit from the National Treasury. Is that not what they've been doing again? And that's the picture of Buhari in 1984 as the head of state. Umaru Dikko had been vocal supporter of Shagari and his detractors, was targeted to be a scapegoat for Shagari administration many since. But as I wrote earlier, Dikko fled to London through the Republic of Benin along with his private secretary Elizabeth Hayes, an English woman. They journeyed to Togo and took a flight to London from Lomé. The minister had become Nigeria's most wanted man. Back in Lagos, government officials started plotting on how to get not just Umaru Dikko, but alleged stolen billions of dollars. The extraordinary plan was to kidnap the ex-war minister, drug him, stick him to a special made crate, put him on the plane back to London alive. Okay, it looks like there's a call trying to come in, but maybe it is my not sure. The Shagari government were prevented from leaving the country. They were arrested, jailed for corruption, some as high as 300 years in the prison. They were tried and convicted by the Special Military Tribunal, especially under the Recovery of Public Property Special Military Tribunal of 1984. Let's move further. And I'm sure you know that man, Shagari. Shehu Shagari was the sixth child of his father. Again, remember the numbers. They keep giving birth to so many children. Head of Nigeria, and also had 6 federal government appointments before he became Nigeria's first executive president in 1979. Buhari regime made unsuccessful attempt to recover stolen wealth by corrupt politicians stashed in foreign banks. They are still doing the same thing as we speak right now. However, the Western government refused to cooperate with Buhari. For example, Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of Britain, threatened to publish the names and account details of all Nigerians with bank accounts in the United Kingdom. However, Buhari and his military colleagues bow out, as this will have certainly destroyed the credibility. So how come then they say Buhari does not have any money? So how come then when they say Buhari does not have any money, he's a clean man? Why did he, if he knows that he does not have a foreign account with money inside, how come then he bowed down to Prime Minister Theresa May back then? We are not talking about now. Theresa May is dead long time ago. This was as far back as 1984-83 when he came in as the coup d'etat that took place in Nigeria. If Buhari knows that he does not have any corrupt money or have foreign account, why did he bow down to the pressure of the same country that is holding everybody to jugular with this 1914 419 amalgamation? This is why we need to rescue those at home. Let's move further. These are sometimes we need to let people know some of this history a little bit, because those at home don't have any idea. The show will come to an end, but before we get to an end, we must continue to say the only way out is a Yoruba nation, nothing more than that. Let's come back. However, Buhari and his military, they bow down. So the government thought for another option. Let's go to Israel, Mossad. A lot of them are using Mossad for their security in Nigeria. Up to date, we know that. Although Israel in 1984 did not have formal diplomatic relations with Nigeria, there were consistent ties between the two nations. Nigeria was an important source of oil for Israel, while Israel in return was significant for supply of arms to Nigeria. And Israel National Intelligence Agency Mossad was recruited to locate and bring back Umaru Dikko back to Nigeria. This is where the whole thing started. So when we are now saying in 2020, we must rescue those at home, this is where the journey started. Somebody was asking the price of the motorcycle in Nigeria. I guess it varies from 170,000 to 150. We need more than one. So anyone that can give us, even if it's an old one, let us know where it is. We will pick it up in Nigeria. If you want to buy it for us, buy it and let us come and collect it. We need motorcycle. Don't ask me what we need it for. We need motorcycle. If you think you can support with motorcycle, let us know. You can buy it or you can give us the fund and we will purchase it as well. And we need more than one. Let's continue. Thank you very much, those of you watching from Cairo to Germany to Italy. We're almost getting there. As a result, Mossad sources across Europe were mobilized. Just the same way I'm sure some of you say, they'll probably be looking for you. Shut up your mouth. All that, they cannot scare us with that. They'll be looking for themselves. They cannot look for us. So if anybody say they're looking for us, they're wasting their bloody time. Let's continue with the conversation. Now, do you know that the Nigerian government were looking for Umaru Dikko anyhow, just find him and bring him back to London? Somebody say we should learn to build motorcycle. Okay, we should learn it, but do we have the parts necessary? Do we have all the necessary gadgets? Let us buy the ready-made. We haven't got the time. You see the Boko Haram moving with motorcycle. Are they going to be building it? Guys, let us be serious, please. We're talking about breaking up out of Nigeria. You think it's going to be easy? We need motorcycle. If you can afford to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fine. Let us know. If you can buy it, let us know where it is. We will pick it up. Even if it's not in Nigeria, you can send it to Nigeria for us, or you can literally tell us the location in Nigeria and we will pick it up from there. There's a problem ahead. Yoruba are not united. I hear that all the time. Leave that. That's what your parent and my parent have been saying until Fulani capture everybody. Stop believing that nonsense that Yoruba are not united. All that is a nonsense talk. Anybody say Yoruba are not united? That's what they told your parent and my parent. Anyway, let's come back here. Accompanying. Now there's a plot to kidnap Umaru Dikko. They now scramble everywhere where he is. They finally pinpoint Umaru Dikko somewhere. Yoruba nation is the solution. That's it. Now, they contracted Mossad to try and locate Umaru Dikko. As a result, Mossad sources across Europe were mobilized, but all failed to locate any trace of Umaru Dikko. However, a Mossad Director General named Nahum Adomi suspected that Dikko was probably in London. London is a safe haven for every one of them anyway, which had become a safe haven for exiled Nigerian critic of Buhari-led military regime. He was now accompanied by Nigerian security service agent led by the ex-Nigerian Army Major General Muhammadu Yusuf. The Mossad agent traveled to London. Yusuf and the rest of his Nigerian team rented an apartment on Cornwall Road and posed as refugees. Did you see how the game is played? UK government knows so much. But if they don't break Nigeria, Nigeria will break on their head. Almost. Now, they rented an apartment. And they were also in conjunction. in collusion with the Nigerian 419 High Commission here in London. They were all working together. I'll get there in a minute. So now the apartment was rented in Cromwell Road and they posed as refugees seeking political asylum, knowing their mission from the new regime, while the Mossad agent rented a room in a hotel catering to tourists from Africa, where they posed as well as anti-apartheid activists. Yeah. What do you want? That's fine. Now, many of Dikko allies, let me just fast forward a little bit. They were now working separately in two teams, moving among the Nigerian expatriate community in London. So they were moving from one end, like some of you now probably, moving one end, trying to find out where we are. You're probably wasting your time. Gradually, they narrowed the search to West London, to area around Hyde Park. Read this very well, where many wealthy Nigerian exiles live. They come the electoral register freely available in the area town hall, yet found no traces. They were going to electoral register, trying to find out where Umaru Dikko was.
Hello?
We're live.
Hello?
We're live. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay then. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna come to what the message I've got now is a message that I've been expecting anyway. A lot of you might not know that the Fulani are also, criminals. Not just criminals, they've been also using their own, power. Àwọn náà ní ṣẹ̀rí báwọn náà ṣe máa ń sọ pé ẹja lọ lò ṣẹ̀ṣe, àwọn náà ní ṣẹ̀ṣe o. Àwọn náà ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe tiwọn. So ìṣẹ̀ṣe tó nìyẹn, right? Ìṣẹ̀ṣe tó ní, ìṣẹ̀ṣe táwọn náà nìyẹn. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe tó ní is what they've been using to also hold us down. But I will tell you and share something of intelligence that just came now, a little bit. It's not just intelligence, but also our own prayer point as well. I will tell you something now. Do you know that according to information that we know now, that the reason why they've been using their own spiritual power, their spiritual power that they've been using on us, from what they're saying, they've been using it right from where Usman Dafodio was buried. And I've just opened something while I was reading, I was preparing that now. This, do you know, have you heard of this before? The tomb of Usman Dafodio, inspired and divided in the northern Nigeria. It has become a pilgrimage. Atiwo Gal. Let me open this up. We come back to the Umaru Dikko story. This one is very, very important. Has anybody heard about this before? I'm just seeing it myself. And this is an article of 20th of November 2016 by The Guardian. Have anybody know or heard about this before? That Usman Dan Fodio, there is a pilgrimage that must walk through 3 rooms, a foyer, a 200-meter long corridor before accessing the dimly light chamber where Usman Dan Fodio and the 2 of his sons are buried in Sokoto in northern Nigeria. Has anybody heard about this before? Do you know of this before? Can anybody confirm if you have heard about this before? Because I'm hearing it for the first time. I said we are led to learn and also share intelligence and information. Okay, somebody said I do. Adishola Babalola. Old woman sit against the plaster white walls begging for money. Inside the tomb, more than a dozen visitors sit with their palms cupped, lifted upward in prayer, seeking Dan Fodio's blessing. And at a word gal. Okay, Folarin Lawal said no. Okay, at least everybody have had something today, to also take with us. Margaret Thatcher, not Theresa May. No, it was Margaret Thatcher, I said, not Theresa May. With the story of the, fight between the government of Britain and Nigeria then, it was Margaret Thatcher. The tomb of Usman Dan Fodio has inspired and divided in northern Nigeria. Anybody heard about this before? Have you heard about it before? This is also where their prayer point is, to conquer every part of the country with all their rituals. So it's not just prayer, they're also doing rituals. Serious rituals. Consult. According to textile trader Salami Yusuf is one of them. He drove more than 500 kilometers, almost 300 miles from the city of Kano to visit the graves and ask for his bedridden mother to get better and his business to pick up. How many of the Yoruba people will pay a courtesy visit to Ikene, where Chief Awolowo was buried? And at work gal. We are in a big mess. Serious mess. And the only way out now is part of what we are doing. How many people watching us, or those that will be watching later, have an idea that Usman Dan Fodio, the tomb, has become another pilgrimage for those in the northern part of the country and the Fulani, where he was buried with 2 of his sons? How many people know? We have so many people watching the show. Only few people have said yes or no. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. How many people know? I just want to have a gauge of those that are watching us. Many people aren't aware of this struggle, and some are facing real hunger, which has locked them in the hands of this politics. Hunger, I know, no matter what say. If you talk about hunger, the Fulani matter. So everybody now agree that only few of us know that people have been visiting like a pilgrimage where Usman Dan Fodio was buried, even to the extent that someone drove 300 miles from Kano just to get blessing from Usman Dan Fodio for the bedridden mother to get better and his business to pick up. He says Allah is everywhere. Hear this, according to this guy that drove 300 miles to Sokoto, where Usman Dan Fodio, they even removed Awolowo eyeglass during NSAS protest. Yeah, I saw that. There's a lot of secret power inside the Quran. Okay. So few people said no. Michael Oguntoyinbo said no as well. So that means a lot of us agree that we are not aware of this, but at least it's been opened up. And this article was written in 2016. Allah is everywhere, but the tomb of the saint, and he supported the tomb of the saint have scared statues. And one's prayer are more readily answered by Allah through their intercession. I think we have a caller coming through. Hello, caller. Yes, my brother. What? Everyone's okay. I know. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So most of them, all the way from Madam Fodi all the way to Ali, those were now Africans. That's why the Bara was flat. Most of them, you can see from their look. Even the Bara see the Polo right now. Even the guy, El Kanemi.
Yeah.
Look just like boy Gaddafi or Libya.
Okay.
So most of them are sure Arabs and Turks. So I mean, these are things that people should know.
Okay.
That's why some of these Fulani consider ourselves as Negroes, as Africans. They see themselves more as Arabs. So all those guys, Usman Fodio, Bello, all the way to Ali, Lori.
Yeah.
Those guys were sure Arabs and Turks.
Okay.
So one mix, man, want to do African women, instead of the great to our people, so our people need to know that.
Eshigani, thank you. Mo wà lórí ètò. Okay, ọ̀dà. Ọ̀yà ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè. Mo wà no program nísìn. All right, later. All right. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is, from information that, I spoke to my sister, I already had a conversation with her. We have been told now to also make sure that we channel our energy. Gbogbo èrèkèrè ẹbọ àbí nǹkan kan tó bá ń gbé lórí wa látọ̀dọ̀ Tomb Usman Dan Fodio, which we now know is in Sokoto, based on the information that we've been, that came out from this conversation that we started with. We should also remember that báwọn náà báwa ṣe ń sọ pé àníṣẹ̀ṣe àwọn náà ní bàbá ńlá kúnkúṣì lọ́wọ́ kúnkúṣì wà lọ́wọ́ wọn. So tẹ́ bá rò pé èèyàn kan lè drive 300 miles, how many people can come all the way from Kogi to go and visit where Awolowo was buried? Ẹni tó tẹ̀ wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gan tí lọ kí ibi tí wọ́n sin Awolowo sí, ambọ̀sibọ̀sẹ̀ tó wà ní Kẹ́nẹ́. So you can see that we have a lot of work to do. And that, like my brother said there, you will never see the clear picture of Usman Dan Fodio. They are not Nigerians, but Wawa Konkawa, and that is the tomb of Shehu Usman Dan Fodio there. You can see there. Let me see if I can blow this picture up. Photos from the tomb of Shehu Usman Dan Fodio. Can you see it? According to, Legit TV. Can you see it? So one jókòó síbẹ̀, wọ́n ń rúbọ níbẹ̀, wọ́n ń ṣàdúrà níbẹ̀ lórí Yorùbá ṣe pé àwọn máa conquer wa. Why do you think these guys are joking? Yorùbá tá a bá ti tètè gbáradì nísìn, gbogbo tí ẹ mọ̀ pátápátá ṣe rí bí tó ṣe sí. Wọ́n ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ di another pilgrimage tó lọ ń gbàdúrà níbẹ̀. Ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bó ṣe rí. Ṣé èèyàn kan tẹ̀lé mọ̀ pé nǹkan wà níbẹ̀ báyìí nísìn? Àwọn tó wà lágbègbè yẹn ló máa mọ̀ pé nǹkan wà níbẹ̀. Wọ́n wá ń rúbọ, wọ́n máa ṣoríṣiríṣi. Àwa nìkan la níṣẹ̀ṣe o, àwa nìkan la níṣẹ̀ṣe o. Ẹ rò pé àwọn náà níṣẹ̀ṣe? Ṣé ẹ rò pé àwọn náà wọn ò ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe? Èmi ń bi wá ní o. And that is the tomb ṣẹ́rí bó ṣe design ẹ̀, ṣẹ́rí bó ṣe kọ́, bó ṣe ṣe. Now, ẹni tó bá ń wọlé nísìn, right? Ẹ wá ní kí Haúsá àbí Fúlàní kó fẹ́ràn Yorùbá tó jẹ́ Muslim. Nígbà tí ó máa sọ pé o respect Usman Dan Fodio tó jọ lórí wọn. Even though pé Yorùbá náà ní olórí tiẹ̀. And these are the issues that we need to understand. Asma Lawali believes a prayer for a child were granted. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. Eléyìí bílí pé àdúrà tóun lọ ṣe lọ́dọ̀ ibi tí wọ́n sin Usman Dan Fodio sí, òun ló gbà. Previous visit to tomb of Dan Fodio, also called Shehu. I am here with more requests to God. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. Wọ́n ń gbàdúrà sí Ọlọ́run through Shehu láti bá Ọlọ́run kan sọ̀rọ̀. Can you see how they think? Yes, mini Kaaba. Mini Kaaba. Then, ẹni tó bá wo picture yẹn, that's what they've done. And this is the picture. Mo wà lórí ètò, màá pè yín padà mà. Mo wà lórí ètò. I'll sorry later. All right. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, fún àǹfààní ẹni tí kò bá yé, ẹni bá ṣe ṣe ibi tí wọ́n sin sí yẹn. Ní time, lásìkò. This is not the time for us to be joking. This guy want to conquer us. That is what they are interested in. They are not interested in, look, when I say that the Sultan of Sokoto is now taking the whole lead. Yes, hearing for the first time. We learn every day. I'm learning as well. I'm saying it for the first time myself, so which is good. But at least we know that we have a problem. Let's come back to this article that came out from the Guardian newspaper, November 16, 2016. Let's continue. A tall guy named Isa Abubakar said Yusuf and Lawali were not alone in their conviction. So that means so many people come there for prayer. So many people come there to seek Usman Dan Fodio support so that Yoruba nation will not become a reality. Oh, we don't need to be scared, but we need to bring it up for us to know. Yoruba people scared of what? No, we're not scared. But it is knowledge that we understand that, look, it's not what I'm showing now and discussing now is not about to be scared, but for us to know that that agenda, that Usman Fodio agenda is still existing in 2020. As long as we know that, then we know that we are literally walking towards a Yoruba nation. We shouldn't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about. So there's nothing for us to be scared. Nobody should be scared. But we must understand that there's an agenda. That agenda is what we are trying to bring down. A very good afternoon to you, Taiwo. Agenda yẹn làwa fẹ́ bring down. That agenda that they have, òun la fẹ́ gbé wálẹ̀. Why should we be scared of them? Let's go to US for another call. The line is open if you want to add your voice as well, please. Do call. Hello, caller.
Hello, my brother.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè dáadáa.
You are the best among of the best. I can give you that my own priority. As a journalist, as a media, you call yourself. Using your own knowledge, your own time to rescue Nigeria. My brother, once you be able to be our home, you just tell one Yoruba, Tabati ni, Feto Arawa, Lamarono lo. Ilé tá à ń sọ iṣẹ́ à ń gbìyànjú ṣùgbọ́n ṣẹ́ tọ́ba retí United Nations.
A máa dúró pẹ́ ni. A máa dúró.
Ìyá ẹsẹ̀ a ṣì ń jà ní ọ̀dà pé mo fídíò kan tó post náà wọ́n ní iṣu kan ta nínú ebè láàrin ọdún kan iṣu yẹn pọ̀ gan. Ìyá yẹn àwọn máa jà lórí ebè kọ̀ọ̀kan ni kò tí àìtí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ rárá sẹ́. Tó bá pọ́ máa kí ni wá, tanáwó aládé ni wá, kò sádé lórí Yorùbá náà. Wọ́n ti pọ̀ ọba aládé, first class ọba aládé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Gbogbo àwọn ọba tó kù nǹkan, ṣé tí wọ́n bá dùn tó bá jẹ́ ọba gidi, ẹ wá. That is why me personally, I don't give a fuck about anybody listening. Mi ò mọ bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀. Because tó bá ní ọba ní tí ẹ̀ ń lo ipò yẹn dáadáa, ọba aládé ká má gbọ́ pé àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó ṣe ìpàdé lórí ọba aládé tó pa ìgbésẹ̀ wo ló gbé ẹgbọ́n àparọ́ fúnra wa ni ẹ má yẹ ká parọ́ fúnra wa. I don't give a fuck about your comedian. I will recommend you and I will give you my word to your knowledge, to your what you are doing, to the field of where you belong to. Journalists in Nigeria are cool. We don't have journalism in Nigeria because they're not bringing the truth to the media. So when we don't have that one in Nigeria, so who are the people calling themselves journalism? Who are the people calling themselves a leader? Bàbá rẹ̀ ti sọ̀rọ̀ kan tí mo gbọ́ bàbá Akíntóyè. Wọ́n nígbà táwọn bá àdẹ́sì àwọn ọmọ máa ń pọ̀ wọ́n ní fádà ni Ọlọ́run á lọ rẹ̀ mi bàbá yẹn èmi wọ́n á gùn. Mi ò mọ orúkọ máa yẹn bí á Mr. Victor Taiwo àbí.
Comrade Victor Taiwo.
Káwọn náà máa gbìyànjú wáyé ṣe lọ. Wọ́n ti náà dẹ́gbẹ́ sílẹ̀ mo rí gbogbo wáyé sọ láti 85 owó 2000 kíní kọ̀ọ̀kan òṣìlú gbọ́njọ́ kojú ẹ wá fẹ́ dẹ́gbẹ́ sílẹ̀ ẹ já sílẹ̀ kẹ́ fi gbìyànjú pé kí òṣì kó tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà. Kó tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà. Ẹ wá tábà retí pé àfẹ́kù ṣé àti kú báyìí ni? Àti kú sáyé ẹgbàgbé ẹ̀ ìran Yorùbá ti kú. Just a little bit for Yoruba name to be like forgotten, nothing like we are just deceiving ourselves. Only until when we stand up. When I come to media to speak, I don't know how to speak. That is me. Because going back at me, we have to start up here. I'm ready to fight. I'm not living for anybody. I'm only living for myself. If I don't do anything, they will also say the same thing. Oh, motherfucker, which is true. My dad didn't say this Sunday. I know my dad didn't go to the church this Sunday. I can't go see a salatu. So my nephew alone, who know that never saw Joe, I bear me to Tinubu. Church is really going. All I was there to hear one day, which is going to push it. And to make bad dog along the mere, that to my back, you know, somebody by my bajaye, only to eat. Then, daughter, my day. I don't give a fuck. He said he came all the way from Europe down, maybe Western world, down to Nigeria. He talked about in the day, Yoruba, and we are the prestige. We are fooling ourselves. We need to fight. This time around, United Nations, they will not do them. British, I will not go up. I will not do a single gather the wife. That is so. I'm at the end of going there. If you like it, you take it. If you don't like it, leave it behind. I'm at there in the day of justice because we do speak the truth. My brother, may Almighty bless you. Thank you.
Amen. All right. I'm sure you've seen this, especially those of you on our timeline. This is his position. A one Nigeria. Ishokon Nigeria, Jemi Logun. We won't allow you divide Nigeria. Tinubu wants the agitators. Somebody like me. And I guess I have a video of him somewhere in the northern part of the country where he spoke at the wedding of Baba 419. I'm sure you know that one. Let me find that video quickly. Nigeria will break, but it will take a lot of work and energy because Nigeria has been kidnapped. You can call in. The line is open +447594050979. We finish up the story of Umaru Dikko. Umaru Dikko was rescued. But let's watch this video together.
Yes, that was a transfer. Yes. Okay. Like he passed fucking. This is
It's almost some smell like because they have two sleeps already. See another sleep.
Mr. Roots, my okay. All right, sorry about that, guys. The sound is back now. Yeah. All right then. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Ó ti padà. All right. You can see that earlier on I said those of you that love BBC so much, ẹ̀yin lọ̀rẹ́ BBC, ẹ mọ̀ pé BBC ní wọ́n ní equipment jù àwa lọ, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní more staff. Àwa là ń sanwó BBC láti bíbá yìí, ẹ mọ̀. Àní àwọn tó wà ń lé, you at home have been kidnapped. So when people see now BBC, hey, BBC Yoruba, hey, BBC, ìṣọ̀kan Nàìjíríà ló jẹ mí lógún, Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, www.bbc.com, bbcyoruba.com. They are so excited. The same BBC that Umaru Dikko also worked as an Hausa man, and that's Tinubu and that man in Kano, the 419. All right, I think we have another caller. Hello.
Don't discourage and don't put people minds off. Am I create a fear in our Yoruba people? I'm referring to the last caller and anybody that is going to be calling. Stop prophesying or saying negative things about Yoruba nation. It is not your wisdom or your power, it is God's power. We just have to come together as one. So stop saying negative things about your Yoruba. That is my submission. Okay. God bless you all.
All right. When a lot of you love BBC, BBC lọ́rẹ́ gbogbo yín. You love BBC so much that people like us, you don't believe what we say. But now that BBC come up with story like this, oh, it will travel around the whole world. The BBC ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Do you know the agenda of the BBC? Do you know the agenda of that same BBC? You remember I wanted to show you a picture, but I think the picture is corrupt on my system. But I'm trying to pick it up from another source. And I have many different sources. Journalists have different information stored different places, and I found it for you. I'm going to take this down so that I can show you behind the picture I wanted to show you. I've been there. I know how to operate. Operate. That's why I will not work for BBC, because BBC have a different agenda. Let me come to my Facebook where I will pick up that picture and what I wanted to show you. Every politician that comes here, they want to visit the BBC office because they know some people work there and they need that access, to get their message out. And this is me, right? First, I've just put that up, but this is me right inside the BBC office. This was when this guy came to London. Emoitomba, the spokesman for PDP. What's his name again? Not the national spokesman. They have two. Kiloruko Egbonya again. Remind me, those of you listening. He's a spokesman for the PDP. I remember his name now. My back end team will remind me now. Quickly, to ban bomb it, Ramileti Oruko Eniye. Sapa Milori. Ṣẹ́gun, yes, Ṣẹ́gun kí ló ń jẹ́ náà? Orúkọ yẹn ṣe wá sápá mi lórí báyìí. I remember his name now. It looks like my back end team is probably sleeping as well. Ṣẹ́gun Ṣówùnmí, yes. When he was in London, this was our visit to BBC. Myself, including him. And that's me there again with my brother, Gbolahan. He works with BBC. A Yoruba man as well. But that is me there inside the BBC. And this was in February this year. February this year. I tell you all the time. Let me now show you my engagement. I remember the person I was looking at, I was asking for. Eh? Eh? All right, go and call brother sister. Let me now show you the picture of myself, Olayomi Koiki and Segun Showunmi. I think that's his name. Let me look at photos. I paid a costly visit to him in his hometown, in Abeokuta. Can you see that? That's me with Segun Showunmi. Some of them probably will not like what somebody like me is doing now, asking for a Yoruba nation. They'll take it outside. Some of them will probably not be happy. I've not spoken to him for some time, but he was in London. I facilitated his conversation with Mayegun Diary when he came to London. The interview Teba Wo Lori Mayegun Diary, I facilitated that interview. A lot of you don't know who is sitting down. You think I just popped up from somewhere. This was when I went to cover the election in Nigeria. You can see me there. 2019, March. 8th of March. Stop disturbing me now. Okay, sit down there and do your own. Let me do my own. 8th of March, my courtesy visit to him. Nice Egbon, but he's a PDP guy. Very, very bold. Eh? No. All right, you need to go downstairs. Segun Showunmi. Very bold guy. Oman lambast very, very bold. But I want to tell you that their agenda of having one Nigeria can never, never work. Never work. He's a Yoruba man as well. He's probably have been watching some of my videos. He's probably maybe watching me right now. But I want to say that when it came to London, when he was in London in February this year, I facilitated that engagement between himself and Mayegun, and that was one of our courtesy visits, to BBC. Let's leave that on one side. The same BBC that a lot of you at home love so much. That is what the British are calling them. The same British BBC that some of you love so much. And let me bring this picture back of this guy. The same person. The same BBC. Ní Nigeria. BBC. British Bias Corporation. Do you know that when they are having a protest in London, BBC refused to cover the protest that goes against the government? More volume. Okay. The volume is at the highest level. So I'm not sure whether you might want to come out of the broadcast and come back here. How long have we done now? Should we start winding down? Everybody is just waiting for their turn in Nigeria politics. Everybody is positioned, whether from the driver, from the cook, from the SA, every one of them on draw for opportunity here. Nigeria is 419. Everybody knows. But they'll tell you his leadership, his that, his this, his that, his those. Everybody just they wait for their turn. If that was me, you probably would not be seeing me sitting down here talking about the Yoruba nation. That picture I showed you earlier on. Right there.
Daddy.
Yes.
No.
And I believe I also had some videos of him as well. You are disturbing me. Thank you very much. Somebody said the volume is very good. I'm aware. I know the volume is good. Let me see if I can show you a video. I did an interview with him.
Daddy.
This is the video. What? Now let's watch this video. It's about almost 3 minutes.
Look, if we are in opposition or we're in government, what does it matter? You can be in opposition and provide robust quality opposition. Your being in opposition does not mean your answer to everything is no, we don't agree. You can be in opposition and you can be saying, this is their policy on agri. This is our own. This is what they want to do with the budget, our alternative budget. This is what they want to do with power. This is our approach to power. You know what I mean? You can have a shadow cabinet. They can appoint their own cabinet people. You can appoint your own shadow cabinet. And somebody will be, if somebody is talking for help for them, you can have your own PhD health, blah, 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 be the alternative. That is how to run and be an opposition. And you have to know that parties will not always have money. This business of everybody waiting for one person to come up with all the money so that all of them can, filter it or spend it or whatever they call it, only to come back and start to whine and cry, is not the way to go. Political parties must get out of this business of not paying dues. Political parties must get to the point where in the world, you don't have to be a member of the party to like the party. You cannot pay dues. You have to have a ceiling. Everybody should pay dues. If you are all paying your dues, your monthly dues, if you go to the club where you go and play, don't you pay your dues? If you go to church, don't you pay your money? If you have to pay your dues, if you start to pay your dues, and you allow free, fair, and transparent structures in your, you stop
when someone say, come back home, come back home.
You will have
the inside of home. But the same BBC that you love so much, This is what the British call them. British Bias Corporation. The same BBC that Umaru Dikko worked with in the Hausa Abeti Bagbe. Remember, in this article that we read earlier on, at the beginning of his life in UK, Umaru Dikko also worked with the BBC Hausa here in United Kingdom. Did you see that? Right? After he finished as a first-class honor right here in London, he worked with the BBC Hausa language. What is the agenda of the British? And let me now move forward and finish this one, this particular article. Once again, wow, quite a lot of things have opened. I need to start taking them down a little bit. So it's having a big impact on my broadcast. So I'm going to take some down so that we have a bit of room to maneuver. And let's come back here. Now, the reason why this guy was not kidnapped, somebody also gave us the answer, was because of the secretary. Secretary Umaru Dikko Koyo. He was the secretary. If not, he would have probably ended up in Nigeria. Now, on the 30th of June 1984, a Mossad agent driving down Queensway miraculously spotted Umaru Dikko. The agent parked his car, then secretly followed Dikko to his Porchester Terrace house on the foot. Adama was alerted immediately and subsequently ordered house surveillance. From that moment on, Dikko's house was continuously monitored as Nigerians planned a kidnap operation using their London-based embassy. They were using the Nigerian embassy to plan the kidnap of Umaru Dikko, just the same way they are using the Nigerian embassy to kidnap a lot of Nigerians as we speak right now. So many Nigerians have been kidnapped, but they don't know that. So many of them have been kidnapped, but they do not know. So now, let's continue. Meanwhile, the Mossad had recruited a doctor, Levi Ariel Shapiro, an Israel doctor who was a consultant, to fly to London and participate in the sting operation of Bulabere. The task of Shapiro would be to inject Dikko inside an addotracheal tube to prevent him from choking on his vomit while he was being transported in a container. Now, Nigerian Airways left Nigeria to London to pick up Umaru Dikko. Where's Nigerian Airways now? Just leave those that are not focused on the broadcast. I can read the comment. I can see there's a lot of argument on Koikimedia. I won't be worried. Let everybody have their opinion, whilst the rest remain focused. I can read the comment, but I'm not going to read it out. I know somebody's trying to ask so many questions, but I'll leave that for them to decide. We're not going to discuss every intelligence of the Yoruba nation right here on the broadcast. I will be so stupid to do so. Now, a Nigerian Airways Boeing 707 arrived from Lagos at Stansted Airport late in the evening of July the 4th, 1984. This is where the whole thing started becoming interesting. The airplane, the airplane had arrived Stansted Airport empty. Ogbe flight to Nigeria empty. And the British authority had been notified by the pilot, that the aircraft had arrived to pick up diplomatic baggage from the Nigerian embassy in London, the same 419 embassy. I said Nigerians have been kidnapped at home. Now, as we move further, remember all this negotiation of kidnap was happening right in the Nigerian embassy in London. So many of us have been there to protest. I'm told that that building belongs to the Yorubas, but the Hausa are currently running it. Just the same way they are running every other 419 embassy across the world. Nigeria Airways, oti papuka, oti jerun, oti jerun ni. The BBC agenda is to tell lies to the Yoruba people. They do the same thing, BBC Igbo, but they fail with the Igbo. Also, they will fail with the. Àwọn Yoruba máa fall in love pẹ̀lú BBC Yoruba yẹn. Ẹ bá rí wọn báyìí. Ẹ bá lọ sórí page wọn, ẹ rí bó ṣe máa kún níbẹ̀. Irọ́ 419. Let's remain focused, those of you watching on Koikimedia. Several Nigerian security guards were on board who proudly described themselves as such and said they were there to guard the luggage. Their presence was then reported to the special branch of Scotland Yard. Very, even though 419 because báwo lọ ṣe máa ń pòwe yẹn olè gbé olè gbà ní òun lọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kẹ̀. Now ẹ máa gbọ́, on the 5th of July 1984, the next day, Umaru Dikko, ẹ máa gbọ́ gbà, the plane arrived on the 4th of July, a day before they were going to pick up Umaru Dikko. The plane arrived from Lagos empty. Ó ní ó ń bọ̀ wá kó àwọn luggage àṣírọ́ lọ́pàá. Our fathers are more experienced, but they still disappointed us by using old tactics to save their people. Okay. Oluwabi on YouTube. Now, on the 5th, the Operation Umaru Dikko Mahashele. On the 5th of July, 1984, the next day, Umaru Dikko was kidnapped in front of his home while he was out for a walk and taken away in a van driven by Yusuf, just like Biba Komanche movie. He was drugged with unconsciousness by Shapiro. Emma Patigbeyan wá láti Israel. Dr. Togunlabere. Luckily, ẹ máa gbọ́ o. In tó máa gba Yorùbá sílẹ̀ sẹ́. Ọlọ́run ti fi wọ̀n wá pé sẹ́ àwa la máa gbára wa sílẹ̀. Àwa Yorùbá la máa gbára wa sílẹ̀ nínú kidnapping tá wà nínú Nàìjíríà báyìí. That is the topic for today. The kidnap of Umaru Dikko, in respective to the kidnap of the Yoruba people right inside that shit old country called Nigeria. Olegbe, olegba, jagudagba, olegbe, jagudagba. Okay, Josie, thank you very much. Everything about Nigeria is a fraud. It's been like that for years. But this time, we are going to foil that kidnap. Shall kidnap on in Nigeria? I have told you, forget that Buhari is dead. I'm still focusing like Buhari that is alive. But now, the same Buhari that has kidnapped, that was about to kidnap Umaru Dikko, is still the same one that is kidnapping those at home now. But the problem now is, he now have extra body, like those that are part of the problem. Somebody like this man, they love him so much. And that's why BBC is quick to bring his information out like this. So when you see this nice, BBC Yoruba, BBC Yoruba, they have a different agenda. But we are the one paying the tax. Taxpayers' money often run BBC Yoruba in Nigeria. Money. Kò Nigeria nìkan ló wà. Wọ́n wà ní Iran. Wọ́n wà ní everywhere ní BBC wà. Àwọn ti di spy fún ìjọba wọn. Kò lè yé yín ní sẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gba Yorùbá nation. A lot of things tí ó pamọ́ tójú wa táàrí nísìn àárí. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo tẹ́yìn ní is a television station yẹn. Iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lẹ́yìn ó ju television station lọ. But kò lè yé gbogbo yín ni. Yeah, they kidnap our destiny in that so-called country, Nigeria. That is why we are running up and down. Everybody's running up and down. Those at home have been gagged, kidnapped. Those that could rescue themselves have traveled to Germany, America, UK, every part of the world. Even as we speak, somebody is in Ethiopia that needs assistance. Oh man, all over the world. We were running all over the place, being kidnapped. But we are about to foil that kidnap. And that is where we're going to end the broadcast. I'll bring the broadcast down at exactly 4:30. It's been a long one. But it is good that you understand that those at home cannot rescue themselves. Awalama rescue. How do we rescue them? This is part of what we are doing. Awareness, campaign. If Professor Banji Akintoye did not return to Nigeria, how will he rescue what is started now? Go and sign the petition. There's one going on. Go and sign it until we have the one that will be the second one coming out soon, from what I'm told. But there's a particular one that is still trending there. Go and sign it. Give us those 100,000. Let us start letting them debate about the total dissolution, breakaway, and support from the international community. We have not become violent. At some point, it will be violent. I've told you that already. Those of you in the north, make your way back to the south, where at least, look, business over long, sell off the business and come back home before it's too late. When Nigeria ò ní pín yẹn, ó máa pín. When kò ní dìjà yẹn, ó lè dìjà díẹ̀, ó lè má pọ̀ ni. Tó bá dẹ̀ pọ̀, so be it. I have another caller. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I appreciate that talking.
Àwa nìyẹn.
I'm a friend.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Oh, it's me.
Àṣẹ o.
Ṣé nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣé nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀? A máa gbà.
Gara nìyẹn. Guarantee. Guarantee. The caller is gone. Soon the truth shall prevail. So when you see BBC Yoruba, BBC Hausa, all this, VOA, all this, especially those international media, they are 419. They have a different agenda underneath that you don't know. How did they foil Umaru Dikko kidnap? Is what we are discussing now. We are almost there. Umaru Dikko was then about to be kidnapped on the 5th of July 1984. The next day, Umaru Dikko was kidnapped right in front of his home while he was out for a walk and taken away in a van that was driven by Yusufu, another Fulani man. Another Fulani man working at the embassy. You have them now. They'll be driving diplomatic car. They are all 419. He was drugged into unconsciousness by the Chaparro, that doctor that they flew in. Luckily for Dikko, his abduction was witnessed by Secretary Elizabeth Hayes, who quickly alerted the authority. This is where the whole thing scattered. They did not know that he had a secretary. Because remember, he left Nigeria with the same Elizabeth Hayes. Even though there will be so many people that are well educated than Elizabeth Hayes, but they will prefer to get another secretary from London. Do you know how many people came from London to be working under this shit old country called Nigeria? So they have literally given Umaru Dikko Elizabeth Hayes. When we have Yoruba people in Nigeria, when we have Hausa people, we have Fulani people, we have Igbo people, other tribes that could have been the secretary. No. They don't want that. They went to bring an Oyibo person. They've gone to bring an English woman to become the secretary. And it was that same secretary that alerted the authority. How the Umaru Dikko kidnap was foiled. However, Dikko adopter Goof and the nemesis caught with them. The same thing you see Photoshop by Adesina. Every time Buhari is alive, you see different picture today, another picture tomorrow. One day be one day. Whether Buhari dead or not dead, something will pop up and will reveal what is right inside Aso Rock. You don't have to believe me saying Buhari is dead. That is fine. But something will be done. Something will pop up. Just the same way Nemesis caught up with those that wanted to adopt Umaru Dikko. Bobby Black. Very good afternoon. Last year, Dumari, in Jesus' name, something will pop up. It might even be that maybe Baba Gosime, maybe Osibajo will be the one that will just go and speak somewhere, and that person will not know that another person is listening, and they will capture it, and it will reveal, and the end of that government will completely fall down. Let's go straight to a caller. Hello, sir. Ètò nìyẹn. Okay, any sùúrù ṣe information láti ẹ̀bùn information difficult.
Information tó jẹ́ general náà ni.
Ọ̀dà mò ń gbọ́.
Nípa àwọn Fúlàní ẹ̀.
Okay.
Lọ́n tẹ̀tí pọ̀ ní sáyẹ̀dẹ̀ tó wá ń bí náà. So mo ní oko ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ní àdúgbò wa.
Ṣé wọ́n ti jẹ́ ni?
Ọ̀rẹ́ inú wọn jẹ́ àwọn tẹ̀ sí sáyẹ̀dẹ̀ bí náà. Wọ́n ti wọ̀ lúgàn. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi wá fi yé mi pé kíní tó máa ń mú dání tó máa fi ń kọ́ bí koríko yẹn. ó ní èèyàn tó bá ti rí wọn kó jìnnà kó try láti make distance torí kíní yẹn tó bá fi fààyàn lọ́rùn báyìí orí yẹn máa jábọ̀ ni.
kábíyèsí ọlọ́run.
so mo fi kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ sọ bóyá ọgbọ́n tó wà lórí ètò náà kó máa gbọ́ tó bá ti rí wọn kó máa kó fẹ́ ní àwọn rárá.
ìyẹn bí okùn tó máa ń fi nú àwọn màálù yẹn àbí.
kíní yẹn kíní kan ó dàbí àdá ó cough báyìí òun ló máa fi ń gé grass. bí ọ̀bẹ bọ̀ ó cough ó round tó yẹ pé tó bá fi kọ́ ọrùn ó lè hang ọrùn yẹn straight. so àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ náà kó máa sọ fúnra wọn ẹni bí ètò trust ọgbọ́n níbi ìjẹ́bọ̀dé ó ti pọ̀ serious.
ìgbésẹ̀ ò lẹ́yìn náà ń gbé nígbà tẹ́ bá ní wọ́n pọ̀ níjẹ̀bú ìgbésẹ̀ ò lẹ́yìn náà ń gbé tẹ́ẹ̀ bá tẹ̀ fi sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ kí náà.
àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ even gan mo ti inform so many people ṣẹ́rí àbáṣe wà lórí.
ìgbésẹ̀ tí mò ń sọ ni pé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Fúlàní yẹn nísìn ìgbésẹ̀ ò lẹ́yìn gbé.
àwa náà à ń gbé gbèsè ṣe wọn pé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà kọ́ la máa sọ lórí gbogbo àwa kan náà ti kóra wọjọ lẹ́yìn tí mo ṣe educate àwọn èèyàn tó ti gbọ́ kankan rí àlùwò gbogbo kọ́tẹ́ bá ní ẹni bí ẹ̀tẹ́ bá ti rí wọn ẹ lé wọn pé kó má dúró bíbá ẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn junction wa kan wọ́n wá ń ta èso dá gbogbo ẹ̀ every junction ní sí ní bíbá ẹ̀ máa di tó ń ta watermelon tó ń ta ọsàn mo ní kó máa lé wọn because àwọn tó ń pàtẹ pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn ò mọ kankan torí wọn ò ní fóònù lẹ́yìn small phone tó máa rìn tó máa gbé títì.
má sọ pé sórí fóònù yẹn bàbá agent ní fóònù yẹn o ẹ bá sáré àwọn wo kìlọ̀ aládùúgbò tèmi ń pa tó wá bó ṣe fẹ́ survive aládùúgbò ń fẹ́ survive náà ọ lè dákọ̀ọ́kọ́ mọ ẹ ò ní wà inform àwọn èèyàn máa ń kọ́ gé orí wọn bọ́lẹ̀.
nǹkan táwa gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹ̀yìn àwọn àjọ láti pàṣẹ across sí wọn pé nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ tó àwọn kan ò bìlí pé àkéyàn lè ṣẹlẹ̀.
wọn ní bìlí.
bó ṣe ń lọ pé ó dà pé nǹkan fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ tó tọ́. so mo kàn pàṣẹ across
tó bá ti rí
wọn kọ́ máa sá. tó bá ti àwọn fún pé ó fẹ́ fi nǹkan kọ́ wọn lọ́rùn intention from far àwọn ti mọ̀ pé ó dà pé ní fẹ́ hàn àwọn wọn á mọ bó ṣe tètè máa gbára wọn sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn náà ń gbé gbèsè ọ̀kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ òyọ̀ ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí yín lọ ló máa ràn wọ́n tàwa lọ́wọ́ ní ṣẹ́wọ̀n tó ń lò ìdí tàwa ń bí wọn ò lò èké ìsẹ̀yìn lọ lẹ́yìn fi ń rí program yìí ṣe.
Lai Muhammed akọ máa try ni bàbá gọ́ọ̀sìmù yẹn kò lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe kò lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe akọ máa try ni. All right. Ashedumari. All right. I think I want to bring the picture of the Oshegon into quick on. It's called sickle knife. I don't know before. I've just read a comment. This is what they bring. So in Fúlàní mú dání káàkiri lélẹ̀. Ilé àgéyàn lórí lóòótọ́. Ṣẹ̀ríran báyìí. Thank you very much, for Larry Lawal and also, Simon Odabisi and Ombo Adebayo. Sickle, Yoruba call it doje. So don't gbé káàkiri lélẹ̀. Ẹni àbá wí fún kó gbọ́. Anyway, I think it's been a long one and I'm tired myself. Let's wind it down. We've done close to 3 hours. It looks like it's not 3 hours, but we sat here. You have been watching. Maybe you've been in and out of your kitchen, eating, but let us remember that this is what they are moving around. So now in Yoruba, ẹ̀yin lọ sọ́dọ̀ alágbẹ̀dẹ, ẹ jẹ́ kó bá yín ṣe gbogbo àwọn kinní. Ṣé rí intero pé kò ní wọ́n, ó lè lọ wọlé o. Nítorí pé ṣé rí bí yẹn náà ṣe pè nísìn, wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ àǹdí wa ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, ó kàn sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, ìyẹn náà sọ tiẹ̀ lóńdó, Èkìtì ni mo show fún yín ní. Remember I showed Ekiti. Let me play that video of the Ekiti one quickly before I call it a day, and then I'll do my closing remark. Again, please, if anyone can support us with motorbikes, motorcycle, it's not about one. We need a lot. But whichever one you can give us, please get in touch with me urgently. Very, very urgent. Also remember, donate towards the Yoruba Rescue Fund. Sign the petition. Let us do those little things. And we pray that maybe we will not have to fight the Fulani. But I just want to show you that video from Ekiti again. So round Fulani and Nissi, or round Daba Mawa, Ekiti Lele. This was yesterday in Ekiti. I tell you.
Ṣé wo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀hún máa lè ṣé wo ẹ̀rín ìgboro ní o láti ń dà màálù ní ṣé wo wọn àwọn lórí burúkú ṣé wo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé wo wọn bá ṣé wo wọn
wọn náà wà Yorùbá náà ní ìbọ̀dà wọn máa ń fi tiwa fi harvest crop ní táwọn fi tiwọn ṣe wọ́n fi ń pààyàn ní.
Adó Èkìtì nílé yìí o ṣe wò ó
this is late
kẹ má jẹ ká múra kalẹ̀. ṣe wò ó rẹ mo súnmọ́ wọn ṣe wò ó ṣe wọn máa lè Fúlàní ṣe wò ó màálù lọ ń dà lẹ́rìn ìgboro yìí o ṣe wò ó.
And you see that? No ranching, nothing. How can that be normal? Anyway, Umaru Dikko was never taken out of this country. The secretary, Owulo Elpe, Elizabeth Hayes, an English woman. The same way, we will stand shoulder to shoulder. Prayer point, physical, everything that we need to use to rescue ourselves from that contraction we call Nigeria. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and as I wind down from now in the next 4 minutes, I appreciate everyone that have been with me in the last 3 hours. It's a long broadcast, but I hope you've been able to learn new things. What are the few things we learned? The kidnap foil of 1984 is what we are trying to do again. Our people have been kidnapped. We want to foil that kidnap, whether by the Yoruba people that are in support of this government, whether they are pastor, imam, bishop, archbishop, it doesn't matter. Whether they are artists, whether they are actors, whoever that says that a Yoruba nation will not become a reality, they know. But one thing they are waiting for is, they are waiting for us to rescue those at home. Awala ma rescue one, and we call them rescue around one. So let us do whatever we have to do. We can all continue to support different organizations that we feel comfortable with, but our focus should remain the same. You know, that we must end Nigeria. I think I will take this last call if the caller wants to contribute as well. Are you contributing now? Because I know you're not probably some that's the program because I'm about to finish. All right. I'm going to allow the last caller, and then we will then say a very good evening to those of you watching us. Good evening, caller. Welcome onto the show.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to this that I watched a Nigerian program 2 days ago.
Okay.
Where I think they visit British Parliament to submit their paper how they are leaving Nigeria, how they're going to help them. Because I think they tell them they tell Kano that cannot carry anything without the colonized government. The government will colonize them, which is British.
Yeah.
And when they come to the British Parliament and the British Parliament tell him because he's still on that program, they can fight back. That they don't want Nigeria to divide. And I started putting since then. What these people are trying to do is because they are milking from Nigeria. Look at how the Nigeria they are milking look today. And look at their own country. So I just want you to enlighten more on this. Okay. So that we can know how to get out, especially to face this British hard that we are going out.
Okay.
Because when they can tell that one to Kano, I know the same thing is coming to the Yoruba.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling
All
you.
right. Okay. All right then. Thank you very much, ma'am. All right. We'll squeeze one more quickly. Hello, caller. Hello. Okay. All right. Because you know the petition has not been changed. There's a petition that is out, from the from Simon Ekpa that is in circulation. So that petition is as valid as anyone that will be coming out as well. The one that we had previously has not gone any far, and we hope when a new petition comes out, we will all do the right thing so that we can put pressure on the British government. We can also start talking to our friends, the British. British. Let us start telling them that it is time now that their government looks into the total dissolution or the total breakup, the amalgamation, whichever language you want to use, of Nigeria as well. We will not relent. We are not going to stop. But everyone will play one role or the other. It can be one person that will rescue us. Just the same way the contraction Umaru Dikko was rescued by his secretary here in London, 1984, July. We can repeat the same thing to rescue those at home. One information might just depend by, and everything can go wild. Whether you work any part of the British system and you see that something is not right, you have one information, get in touch with us. Whether you are in Nigeria, you see one information passing through your table, you think that, this information might be reliable, good for us, get in touch with us. We will protect your identity. I know that, and I know what I'm talking about. Whether you're working in US, something passed through your table, you saw it, very highly sensitive, that can help us to break Nigeria. Give it to us. Let us break away now so that the next generation do not suffer. And I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. And if you want to help us, Koikimedia, CNN needs money all the time, right? So that's why people put advert in there. We need money to do so many things as a media organization. Don't be relent, don't be tired. Support the platform so that we can do more. And part of what we're going to be doing is to support the Yoruba Nation cause. But if I don't have the support, what will eventually happen is, as I finish the show, I have every right to switch off my phone without taking any calls, without consulting anybody. My show is just to come and tell you the problem. But when people start engaging us with different things, then it is not just a program I'm doing anymore. We are now working tirelessly, day in, day out, to bring the successful and the awareness, and either the other way around as well. Again, whatever support you can give, don't stop giving that support. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I'll be back again same time tomorrow on Nigeria at the Verge of Breakup, part 188. We started it, we will complete it. Koikimedia will not relent. Koikimedia will not stop. We will go around every part as much as we can with the source that we have with us. If I don't have it, if those at home keep calling, I will just tell them we don't have it. But if I have it, be rest assured that they would also be able to move with whatever we want them to do. I will not sit here and tell you everything I'm doing. I'll be stupid to do so because I know that the Fulanis are also watching and looking for ways to capture. But this time around, our Lama capture you. Have a very good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I know there'll be so many other shows. Get in touch with those shows, and we won't take any more calls. It's now exactly past 4:32. But I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now. Sunday. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Nick Badley. Created by the enemy of black men. Then where the black never civilize. Location 9, that is what it is. The country where the leader said the people's glory. They turn gay children to prostitute, and they turn boy children to terrorists. Now, terrorists on the take over. Yoruba people say we know they do again. Say hold the true our nation, that is what we want now. Freedom, 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 freedom. Motherfucker, come and free us. Freedom, 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 freedom. Now, location 9 ìlú Boko Haram, ìlú àwọn hush politician àti S-men. Fake promises every year, fake miracle everywhere, fake military anywhere. Now, all the dry people wanna go. The Afro people wanna go. Location 419 need to break for freedom, 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 freedom. We need the freedom, 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 freedom. Free education and audio. Good security na one chance. Over 100 million people don't poor. All my nigga need a job, they know they see work. They want to go to farm full and near attack. Don't give me any fucking reason why we no go. Even many people say they wanna go. Freedom, 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 freedom. So back on you know the Republic. I think I saw I'm fighting. So Kiyojo Alewa, Ole Dujoyi, Edide Omo Oduduwa, let this one go begin. Hey, you're British. You came to Africa to come and enslave us, and you call it colonization. You join four nations together, and you call it one Nigeria. You tell you we are one, when only Yoruba never get the same rights. But you join us together, even with the people who never think like us. And since then, you damage our culture, you damage our language, and you damage our way of life. Just because of your whole greediness. Expired since 2014. Come to Nigeria. Come and separate what you match together as one. We are not one. We can never be one. We don't have the same culture. We don't speak the same language. We just came out from nowhere and match us together. Who make it God over us? We don't know anything about us. We just come out from nowhere and match us together. Since then we never get it right. So IG Emasun àsìkò ti tó láti jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ lẹ́ bàbá yín. A fool at 60 is a fool forever. Emasun.